Oh.
But I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew.
Now, I mean, just in that second round, we actually saw him with a neat little setup to block off Vents over on a Heaven. Now he's
What's up, guys? क्या हाल चाल? Hello. Can you guys hear? Okay, तुम्हें आ रही है ना sound? Okay.
Now they'll always have to approach first.
Alright. So we missed few rounds.
Fox swinging around the side of that nebula, able to get line of sight. Does get a nice little
आ गया मैं.
Will trade one back and now locates the spike. He's got the read. Does he want to send a flash down or just get tucked away? It looks like it's going to be the latter. Meanwhile, Fox is just downstairs over towards that defender's spawn and very much leaves Aaron in a vulnerable position. As the Boombot is not going to check this spot. Nice pop flash into the corner. Bazzi, no hope in hell. Very nicely timed there from Talon.
Yep, and Aaron going to get spotted as well. So, I mean, a great setup from Fox as well. Flanking all the way around. And also, we got to give credit where credit is due, of course, Pat and Garnett's not taking any chances, right? They recognize that if you're not up front, then you've got to be hidden behind because you saw the spike drop. So, a good recovery, not the end of the world, but of course. Oh, wow, yeah, just through the smoke, just a little snap.
Hello.
But on top of that, we have to remember, Global Esports, sure, you didn't do as much.
क्या predictions है?
But you also had so
yeah, exactly. So they're going to be
2-0.
more than fine going into the next.
If you say 2-0 से कुछ भी अलग, तो destroy.
Obviously, the most costly for them. But
अच्छा, वैसे. Okay, समझ में है.
So I suspect, yeah, without the early aggression on
यार lightning fast duelist खेल रहा है.
Make the decision to kind of back off and just hold on to Heaven alongside.
नहीं, usually he's a sentinel, no?
At least control enough space where they can get an
or a controller.
I guess he plays Raze. He used to play Raze, that's it.
They identify roughly where he's at.
Ah.
Broken down. That's going to be the Trailblazer now let loose.
Wait, was it Skills or was it Lightning Fast who used to play Raze?
Lightning Fast ही खेलता था.
Lightning Fast ही खेलता था?
Everybody else from Talon not pressuring over towards B, which will be called out.
Actually, Lightning Fast खेलता था. I remember Skills playing Duelist as well.
नहीं, last I remember last match में Texture was playing Raze. Rossi क्यों नहीं खेला बे?
So they're trying to use this toxic screen to their advantage where they can set up a crossfire. They even have backup coming in the form of Lightning Fast as well.
Aaron avoiding that. He just cuts down two. We're watching the wrong man. Show me his POV.
And Aaron's still alive.
Able to find one. He gets a third. Bazzi swings out.
Hitting the goal.
Backside and only
Easy.
We lost here in the fight. And one yet should be able to afford a buy for him. So 3-1.
क्या मस्त मुक्ता वो एरिन का भाई.
Great answer back from GE once they get to
तू
equal
कब
footing.
करेगा ऐसा?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised
तू कब करेगा ऐसा?
if we see a timeout coming up here in Talon in the next round or two.
वही भाई insane.
They're spending so much time just to figure out the setup from Global Esports.
अरे माँ का.
अरे कहाँ पे हो है? कहाँ पे हो रहा है?
It'd be a big one, but there it is. I mean, they're getting riled up.
पिछले बार पुणे में था ना?
Global Esports was being called this team, the best team to never win yet here in the VCT leagues across the world.
Has been true.
मैं गुड़गांव में हूँ बे.
Very much been true. And I think that you'd have to be a fool to say otherwise, just given what they have been able to show us. Protection out. Does he want to swing off this? He does. No one there to see.
ये सेज लेके भी डुलिश खेल रहा
A little bit of damage there from that Sheriff. Wisely will back away. Bazzi in the meantime, top ramp swings. And that Sushi Boy's taken out.
And this is where Batsy has been so good for this team of Global Esports. He may not be getting the most frags every time, but his ability to support and then always be prepared for these crossfires. And we've been seeing this more and more as Sky has been kind of taking hold as this main initiator for a lot of teams, where you can provide support in so many different ways. You've got flashes, you've got intel, and then you can hold different angles with your flashes to provide crossfires. I mean, you're one of the best ways.
अरे लोगों ने close right check नहीं किया.
Line of entry or
देखा box के पीछे check नहीं किया किसी ने.
been great with it. And I mean, I keep referencing this interview from back when he first
think
transitioned over into playing this initiator.
हाँ हो सकता
Oh
है.
shit, ये क्या pull था?
The rocket, but inevitably Lightning Fast cannot get away from that one. Swing over towards
Oh.
the garage. Oh, the third shot is the charm. Savored in the head, and suddenly Talon
भाई ये
on pace to go ahead and turn this into
इको राउंड जीत जाएंगे बे.
Yeah, and with the weapons picked up as well, this is going to give them a good chance to bounce back, right? They're not going to always have to fight from behind. Global Esports, they are going to try for this.
I heard the drop though, but Garnet's with a 4K will go ahead and bring them over the finish line. So a
कोई
second
नहीं,
round
पैसे
win
तो
for
हैं,
Talon.
मोनिया के पास नहीं है
13
खाली.
move, very nicely done by them. Given how losing your Viper nice and early in the round doesn't feel great.
Erin.
It's a really good way to bounce back.
Erin by
Fazzy, having played Duelist, knows how to set up as an initiator for his for the rest of his teammates. So while Texture might not be playing
What's
Duelist
up,
right now,
Fabulous Banner?
he
What
knows how to set
up?
somebody up.
Yeah, I mean, I
क्या
think
हाल
that's
है?
one of the big benefits there, and obviously...
यार मैं थोड़ा सा लेट हो गया, मेरे को ना
TRX here in Pacific,
Lightning
right,
Fast
take
second
all
time वो
these
pose ही
Jets
खेला ना,
and
इसलिए शायद
turn
stun
them
किए
into
वो लोग
the roles
same.
that know
pressure
how
हो
the
गया
Jet
था.
wants to play. We're kind
Raptors
of seeing that in the
के
works
corner
right
पे.
now for Global Esports as well.
Being a Jetman is just the first stage of evolution.
ओए
So
नाइस
much
शॉट
freaking
पे.
offer
चल.
as
Oh!
what is this sheriffing? Texture and
away.
Lightning Fast just cracking
Oh!
skulls as Texture will get a second.
I mean, sure, you had 3 people lined up, so the ones in front were really just trying to bait for you, but still.
I mean, good
बेस्ट है,
lord.
ये शॉट ही
Now
लेके
Fazzy
खड़ा
over
है.
here
आओ
holding down this
आओ
side with the judge.
आओ.
काम
Good
25
luck,
होने वाला है इसका 3 2 1 boom.
Oh, it was a
Yes,
nice
sir.
jiggle peek, but it's still the judge that you're up against at that range.
Might not have been clean.
Spot हो गया वो,
Matter.
spot
Gets
हो गया.
stranded over by
I
Ramen,
think
and they know
spot
exactly
तो हो
where
गया है.
Cruz is at.
अरे
Yeah,
नहीं.
okay, so odd timing. Looks like he wasn't.
मेरे को लगा मोनिया ने
expecting
spot
to
किया है
wrap
उसे.
around up towards heaven that quickly.
I mean, yeah, there's no reason for them to try to create this over on A. Okay.
Let's go.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Starts with
भाई
some
क्या
Sheriff and
मारे?
it's a classic, and it's a back-to-back
भाई क्या
13.
चमाट मारी उन्होंने.
Answered by
ना
Global,
भाई danger
and
pull.
that will draw out the timeout.
Yeah, because I was actually getting a little concerned because
भाई
we won
टेक्सचर ने
that
दो
grip from
चमाट
the
मारे.
previous round.
ये पहला था, फिर टेक्सचर का एक शॉट.
Winning and you're getting
एक और मारा फिर उसने सामने जाके.
maybe let them do it, but wow, these shots are clean from Global Esports. And again, you know, I hate to sound like a broken record, but this goes back to the fact that if
क्या हाल है मैं कैसे हो मैं बढ़िया कार्तिक आप बताओ आप बताओ.
level, right? So you already start with that fundamental. Now you just have to kind of build them into these
अबे
other
फट गई बे
roles,
उनकी.
utility and understanding each other, the
टाइम आउट ले लिया
But
सीधा.
if that can happen, if you can make that chemistry work, you have a super team.
इको
to make
जीते
it.
लेना वो.
हाँ. क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग? खुद बोल रहे हो क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग? इको में हार गए.
तलोन का इको आ रहेगा वापस.
The team to try to right the ship.
टैलेंट है ना? तलोन थोड़ी है.
जो भी
Playing
है.
standard this time around. No triple duelist. Whether or not it was serious,
Talon.
I think is
Still doubtful.
yet to be revealed. I'm going to tell myself it wasn't serious, just as a coping mechanism. But
All fair. I mean, you know what?
What's up,
As a
Krishanu?
Yoru fan, I do see
मेरे बाजू में
the
बैठा है
potential
guys.
in that
oh
call.
yes, because it was the best display of Yoru. we've
जी
ever
नहीं
had.
जीतेगा. ये देखो
We were
हेटर आ
joking
गया
today,
गाइस हेटर आ गया.
before
पहली
the
हाई
broadcast
हेटर आ गया.
started that it was going to be global
गेम
running
चालू
it.
नहीं हुआ हेटर आ गया.
Yeah, Lightning Fast come and play, Raise Texture play Jet, and then Bazzi go back to playing Yoru. So
गाइस ये
did
फरहान को
a
गाली
hell
दो.
of a lot of last year.
That's true.
Hater.
I mean, he was one of the first ones to show it over here in Korea with the Yoru operator once. We saw kind of the downfall of Jet for a little bit with some of her nerfs last year, but of course,
तलोन.
Jet now in full power. Of course, Ray's kind of the preferred duelist for a lot of teams here on Split.
अबे बी छोड़ दिया इन लोग ने.
Solo. Seems like
रीटेक
great
खेलेंगे
play.
बी.
Star going to be set up here at the edge of the garage just in case the push starts coming in. Try to grab well and slow up the entries. Gardens with double blast pack over. Obviously, skip over that. And Texture is not in a position to get a slow orb in this as well.
Yeah, but I mean, the position definitely looks like they're just focused on keeping mid, right? Make sure that we're not caught off guard by any sort of lurks, any sort of these hidden plays, because you're just controlling A heaven, you're just controlling mid. You just want sight on B, and then you're going to rely on that Cosmic Divide to go for this retake. You even have the res from Texture, like you mentioned. I mean, that allows you to be a little more aggressive with the retake as
अरे
well.
नेट छोड़ उसने वो उसको बोले चक्कू डाल के कैंसिल कर दिया
A
उसका.
lot of this audio. Push in. Oh, the
अरे
full blind.
oh let's go.
What is that?
Ult आ गया.
Confidence from Lightning Fast just to trust that he's going to get someone.
Oh my
अरे
goodness. Well,
मोने.
Sushi Boy's spike now planted, but he gets it.
Nice, Swiper को ही
destroyed.
खत्म
Lightning
कर
Fast
दिया.
with the showstopper takes him down. Will fall to Cruz over the garage. He does find a
Nice.
secondary elimination.
Bye.
So a
MVP
bloody
play by
brawl here
Lightning
on the
Fast
B
right there.
site, but in the end, it's going to be global.
सीधा वाइपर को मार दिया ना उसने.
हाँ
Bring it
भाई.
now 5-2 and stopping Talon from being able to find immediate
Blind होके मारेला है भाई उसने.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, off of the timeout, this
पीछे
was the
तो
plan,
देखो.
was use Cosmic Divide and then push through before the plan fully completes to really counteract any sort of rushed retake from the defenders. But Global Esports is ahead of it. What I was going to comment on was the fact that Monyet was already in position over there by Ali, but Lightning Fast, he just says he does catch him right at the end, but he was still in prime position there.
I mean, by the time he saw him, the guy was already dead.
Yeah.
He was
अच्छा वाइपर अपने इसमें नहीं था ना अल्ट में.
हाँ वो बाहर आ गया.
Up over the top, finds the Viper. It's a great way to just drop that pick quickly and ensure for the clean retake. And you can hear they are fired up right now.
I mean, you're playing your debut match. You've been waiting to come here, join your team, and so South Korea.
ये ऐसा वॉल क्यों
Now
डाला
you're
रे
getting your chance
वाइपर
and
ने?
you're popping off. What a better, there's no better
वो
way to start
स्काई
your
वाला
career
एंगल
than
लेने के लिए
VCT
शायद.
Pacific.
अभी वॉल ड्रॉप किया वो.
I mean, you can't imagine.
Oh, okay, defender wall है वो.
डिफेंडर वॉल है ना?
Hunger, really. Sitting back at home, waiting for that passport to arrive so that you could finally fly out, join in with the rest of your team, and then get prepped to play. Double drop here. And Event, Garnets, and Fox just checking things out, see if there's a forward hold line.
अरे
Ends up getting caught. That Boombot
Caught होगा
officially
Boombot.
does not
नहीं किया.
want money yet, but they're not
पर वो
moving
लोग जा
towards
रहे
him.
पीछे
They're
यार.
shifting away. However, he is nearby. Depending on when he wants to strike, this could be monstrous. For now, Monyet going to be nullified. Suppress coming in. The Seeker finds him.
Oh, nice.
And rushes in for the
Oh.
kill. He finds the second. Monyet is an absolute god. He cannot be slain.
I mean, that's already so much damage done, right? You have to spend
Yes.
time for the res. Of course, now Batsy, the only one left alive, but he's correctly gambling on this. He wants to go over to B.
Baz is going to be looking for it.
30 seconds left.
Made the check close at stairs. Plant coming down, and basically I'd say new age default. As he starts inching his way forward. Spots one. Close
अरे
there. Up on top of the Raptors, however, is Pat, so will be able to
मुझे लगा वो
down.
एक्सपेक्ट करेगा ऊपर होगा एक
We'll just go
बैठा.
ahead, back and forth, trade some blows.
बड़ा
Talon
भूषण
close.
क्या हाल
I
है?
mean, Monyet, right there when he
Hello.
was trying to get the flank, he chooses to run right as the Seekers pop. So the Seekers plus the no command, he's doing that kind of noise against them. And he gets the second one as well, which was the really impressive part. But unfortunately, of course, I think Garnett's actually being caught there. Like, baits Batsy into thinking that it's going to be a different position. He doesn't even think about checking over on the Raptors, and Pat will clean that round up.
Still, though, costly. And Talon, at the very least for Global here, they have not allowed for Talon to really build up.
अरे
much
हाइड्रा.
bank. At the moment, just Fox with 2,500.
हेलो हाइड. मैंने
Oh,
सुना.
ये कंट्रोल के लिए वॉल है
Well
वो.
off. Flash out to mid, really heavy presence. 4-man stack.
ओए
Check forward
अभी
there.
एक राउंड हारे हम
Yeah,
लोग.
they do this about halfway through their defense
बाकी
every time.
हाँ आ रहा है वही आपको
आ रहा है,
बता
आ
रहा
रहा
हूँ
है.
कि अभी एक राउंड आ रहे हैं हम
the
लोग.
spike, so they just confirmed that there
और
was no
Garnet
mid
भाई पे
presence,
अभी
so
ult है.
not too much info gained that allows them to also just safely default back in position. But once again, the setup is let's just keep mid control, right? I mean, you have the support potentially from both Monyet and Batsy to make sure Lightning Fast can get out alive over through B Heaven.
अच्छा रहेगा अगर ये राउंड निकाल ले तो.
Oh, that
अरे
flash
फ्लैश
does
नहीं
not
हुआ.
connect. Garnet's shifting away.
नेवर माइंड. अरे 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 अरे
Tries
अरे.
to go for the reswing. Pat will be able to find Monyet, but then
अरे
Batsy
पर वो ये ले रहा था अल्ट पॉइंट ले रहा था वहाँ पे.
Location now confirmed. Seekers chasing in. Confirmed that Fox is here, has recovered it. In the meantime, they're well aware about this flank coming through.
हाँ उन लोग मालूम पड़ गया एक कोई नहीं है.
Where all three members are, the
Agents
Seekers all
alive.
died in different positions.
अरे नहीं.
He goes aggro, he swings in. Now they know that Bazzy's back.
Nice.
He's able to stabilize, finds one, gets caught in the gravity well.
Slow timing with
Creeps
the
out of it.
flash.
Flash for flash, but he's
अरे नाइस वन रे.
Bazzy with
नाइस
four.
वन.
Brings us now into 1v2. Cruz
Nice.
is surrounded. Niggas are on the long flank about to arrive in garage.
Just trying to make sure you can create these angles that are
Oh.
beneficial. He doesn't have time though.
Yeah, he's just walking through it.
Now he has to get back through.
तू वाइपर
Right
प्लीज
on
देख के
the
खुश
edge.
होता.
About a second to spare, and Aaron, he knows. Says,
Big
we
dead.
got much time. You're planning
Which DC
right on the
minute
edge
streaming?
of this hallway. Swings back in, closes the round, 6-3. Global
chilling,
be their
bro.
lead with a decent stretch here.
Yeah, and if you just look at the way they move
हाइड्रा
around
डिले
the
डालता है
map,
क्या?
the fact that they
It's nice
pushed
to
out
get into
into the
meta.
garage there, right as Lightning
इग्नोर
Fast
कर रहे हो तेरा भाषा. हाँ देखा देखा मैं. देखा. मतलब डिस्कॉर्ड में बैठ के भी इग्नोर कैसे करते हैं देखा मैं.
Of their opponents on the side of Talon is just so good. And this is
Hydra.
something that we've been praising Global Esports and especially Aaron about.
पाशा को इग्नोर क्यों कर रहा तू?
Okay, pit down. I was wondering
मेरे
whether
को
we were going to
समझ नहीं
get
आ
this in
रहा
this round or in the future. But they say, we're not taking any
अब
chances
आ
here.
रहा
Got
है मैं
50
फुल वॉल्यूम पे
once.
देख रहा हूँ
Just go ahead and pop it now. And I mean,
Oh, nice.
something about him and just
What
sprang
is
into mid.
that?
He just continues to find kills.
another one
Another one
अरे
for him.
अरे मिल जाता रे ये
Limp away, it seems.
another one to
अरे
is
I mean,
gonna
he's gonna
4k
cross the sewer.
मार रहा है
You
bro.
know that there's no
भाई
way
गोली
that
खत्म
you
होगी
come through this pit if you're just constantly spraying. I mean,
उतना ही
you have
काफी है
team
रे
members. And what I love that whenever they do this for Global Esports, it's Monyet who aggresses, not the Viper. And Aaron's gonna finish it off.
Yeah, all too easy for him. Gets that high.
कोई नहीं उनका इको था ना वैसे
The decay just working him lower and lower.
हाँ.
It's a flawless
Yes.
round.
SMG is
And
back.
now, very much unbreakable
GE
bank
is looking
here for
strong
Global.
today
with
बट
more rounds
पता
played
नहीं
out.
डिफेंस है
like Talon के सामने they have
And let's
a good
remember
shot
that
winning this
this is off
Golu
of
diff.
zero operator buys as well, right? They've never had to take the risk of pushing
Yeah.
out with an
Talon
operator
का
to
भी
throw
like they're
one side
having
of
a
the map.
bad
This
time
is
in
all
this tournament.
purely
They've
off
lost all
of just
three.
correct
GE has
spraying,
lost all
correct
three.
macro, and then
हाँ
some
क्या
great individual plays as well from the
Talon
likes
ने
of
नहीं
Oh.
जीता अभी तक
That's great.
एक जीता है ओए.
That's a good point.
नहीं
Hadn't
जीता है,
really
मैंने
even
realize
considered
पे
that
check
we
किया.
just haven't seen any ops at all.
अरे अंधा कर दिया रॉकेट अपने घर पे
as well, so I think just kind of
रॉकेट
throwing
घर
him off
पे
just there. Has to use the
इसके
showstopper to check close.
Yeah,
किसके gun
that'll give
जीता
you a
है?
concussion.
रुक मैं बताता हूँ.
check
Now
कर
flash through.
I think फिर
Now
मैंने गलत
finds the
देखा
site
होगा.
is widely empty at the moment, but the global members not too far off. Talk for talk close up here.
Yeah,
We'll
that-
go ahead and back away as the spike gets
फुल
planted.
रीटेक
Now, of course, that counter Trailblazer does mean that Bati gets to keep control of it.
हर्ष देख वाइपर कैसे खेलते देख
Push off of it. So now they
जीता
are
क्या?
going to have to just fill the
19
site.
को
The question is,
19
do they
फेब
go
को जीता
for a
था
bit of a
नहीं
flank here through
नहीं
mid?
DRX
Answering Cosmic Divide.
T1
It cuts the site
नहीं
in
जीता
half horizontally.
नहीं जीता. मैं
नहीं
किसी
जीता
और
नहीं
का
जीता
भी
तीनों आ
जीता.
रहे हैं.
B main as well.
Garnet still within this
भाई ये
smoke.
क्या
They
पोजी में
reach the
बैठा है
spot,
ये
take it down, they will eventually
ट्रेड हो
flush
गया
him
ओ
out.
नाइस
Able to answer back one, but
Texture.
this leaves suddenly Sushi Boys all on his lonesome on the
Easy,
opposite side of the
easy,
Cosmic
easy.
Divide.
चांस ही नहीं है वॉल कर दिया उधर
Gun. An 8th round.
मौली लाइनअप ही नहीं
Snatched
जा
up
रहा
and
होगा.
won't even be able to hold on to the weapon. Global looking
Dude, it's so nice to see all
terrifying
these
here on the defending
old
side.
What a
aliens coming
great
back into
retake
play.
setup, right?
Like
You
Astra
make
भी
sure that
बीच
Bati
में
uses his
बंद हो
utility
गया था
to
ना
keep the
खेलना like
alley.
after
Then you
the
flood heaven, but then
नहीं
you cut the site in half the other way
उसके बाद कोई नहीं
horizontally, which
खेलता था
means
अरे नहीं वो
now that we have control of alley,
डुअल
we have to
अगर
hold
तेरे
these
पास
both
कंट्रोलर है
sides
तो
and go
शायद
out
खेलते
for
थे
main.
वो अगर
If we
सिंगल
keep us
कंट्रोलर
on
नहीं
the
लेते थे
wall,
उसे
the members from main can't
हाँ,
progress
वो तो है.
through the Cosmic Divide
But
to
इतना
stop the
extra
spike
देखने को नहीं
defuse.
मिलता
I mean,
पहले.
this is all
Split
playing
में
out
double
perfectly
split
with Global
खेलते हैं
Esports.
I mean, we've been singing his praises for a while now.
हाँ हमेशा ये रहता ना वाइपर
Aaron's
एस्ट्रा ही
calls
रहता था ना उन
just
लोग का
getting better and better.
Yes, I think that's the biggest part, right? We always knew that, he had some good experience on it. and
अरे
he
ये
really
वाला
was
वॉल
able
बहुत
to
पेन है रे
prove
निकलते ही तुम्हें वॉल का
every
डैमेज
match they
पड़ेगा
play here week to week in VCT Pacific means that he's really growing up to be a very formidable
Astra dead हो
IGL.
गया था
Yeah,
right
I mean,
correct.
already we knew, especially
Viper को
defending
मारने जा
side,
रहे हैं main पे
he
देखो.
is
Yes.
very well
मुझे लग
versed
रहा
in
है टेलॉन का
that
वर्क नहीं कर रहा उन्होंने जो DRX के सामने
अरे
जो
ऑफ
वगैरह
लिया
खेला
इसने
था।
सीज ने
We finally do have an operator. Texture's got
आज
one in
उन्होंने
hand.
चेंज कर
Oh.
दिया
When he gets good use
अगर
immediately,
jet
Sushi
है
Boy's
वो
going to be taken
office
down.
चलाएगा ना
Well, if there's anything that
Prince
you can
Jet है
really
वो.
count on Texture for, no matter the situation, it's gonna be his opping.
Appearance
And,
अरे,
I mean, even though you
एस्ट्रा
suspect that
किधर
he
भी
would put
पाल्टी
the
मार के
ball
बैठ जाता है
into you when he's got the better angle with the operator.
अरे नहीं टाइमिंग
Foxy jiggling back and forth, eventually decides to
Oh.
just
ओए
the angle.
Oh.
Like Bazzi as well. And I was going to mention, it was like the last time
Nice
the
taps,
Sushi
nice
Boys died
taps.
first, GE lost the round.
That's
We'll
true.
see if that
Yeah.
happens again.
चल 3v3
Well, they're
4v3
trying a
हो रहा है.
little bit
अरे
better
4v3 हो गया
than
लेट्स
Red
गो
finally
Nice.
coming through. Gonna be able to cycle out that weapon as
पीछे
well.
push
from
मारना
Texture if
पड़ेगा.
he wants to switch
Nice.
to a rifle.
Nice.
Aaron starting things off with another kill.
Oh, Garnet, I mean, seeing
अरे
it. What's the push the issue, but
where's the trade
this
bro
overswing.
अरे ऑफ
Nice
coming out
trade रे.
around.
नाइस
Nice.
नाइस अरे नेट से मर गया
Lightning fast will finish off
93.
Cruz with the paint
No,
shell. It's
don't
going to be a
defuse.
9 and
मत
3
करो.
half for Global.
I mean, you can say all you want. That split is a defender-sided map.
Wait,
and it
but
still
9-3 is a
here in
good
the
for a
Pacific, despite
split.
The map changes ever so slightly. However, 9-3. This is one of those scorelines where if you don't win the
Defender-side
pistol,
map.
you're
Please,
in.
अरे वो
Bro.
9-3 वाला ना सिर्फ इंडियन में होता था इंडिया में करता अभी वो ग्लोबल खेल रहे तो ऐसा नहीं होगा
I mean, Global just look unstoppable.
इन्होंने तो भाई पूरा स्विच कर दिया पूरी टीम को सारे रोल स्विच
Getting
हैं
better and outpacing.
जब लास्ट टाइम
What's
DRX के
up,
साथ मैच हुआ था
भूषण?
स्प्लिट का
और फिर हाँ रे
जो
शानदार
अभी खेल रहा है वो
Yes,
स्मोक खेल
overall,
रहा है
Bro,
सब
falling in
सब अलग
general.
अलग
First
खेल
of all,
रहे
the
हैं
Yeah.
foundations always seem to be there. The theory seemed good. But the reason that they weren't rated as highly before at the start of VCT Pacific was because the execution was lacking. Either not all 5 players were really doing it,
Discord में आवाज ज़्यादा तो नहीं आ
or
रही
their communication was just
Loudly है ना
off, right? The utility wasn't really in sync, but that has been growing week to week. And now, the fact that they can bring in Lightning Fast to start on his debut map here in VCT Pacific 1 week after he lands in Seoul, and this is the performance we're getting, this is very promising for the squad.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could tell. he was not resting on his laurels while back in India. He wasn't just
अच्छा वो
running around
VLT
that
कर
fast
सके
before. He's been grinding.
ये नहीं
That's
पता
for,
मेरे को
that's for damn sure. And now,
नहीं वो मैंने सुना VLT कर से
I mean, you get the
ऐसा
pistol, you're effectively looking at, almost being guaranteed to get up to 11.
इन्वर्ट क्यों किया रे तूने
2 more and you close out, and that's map 1 done in a very quick amount of time.
Yes, I mean, yeah, it hasn't been that slow. I mean, part of it, of course, Talon always kind of forcing the issue because for the first half of this attacking half for them, they had to use so much just to gain information about Global Esports, and then they just had to kind of run in an obvious call as a rush with 5. And Global Esports, they were always prepared, and if they weren't already set up, to counter them 5v5, they were make sure they were in position to buy time. I mean, yes, things like the ace helps from Magnet in the pistol round. There's no lying about that. But again, stuff like that has been consistent, right? It's not just like that.
क्या
one
है
round
Captain
of
Chill what up what's up what's up
Well, let's see if we can do it again on the attacking side. Double aces, match
One
for
team
second
का
with
TLN
pistol moment.
that would be a record for sure that I don't think would be beaten
Well,
anytime soon.
speaking of records, I mean, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room right now as we go into the pistol round. It's global.
Yeah,
It's global esports. Their pistol win rate from lock-in till now is absolutely superb.
Sushi Boys played second and then Jet
Incredible,
Boys
yeah,
took
if you
over
include
third lap
Lock-in,
पे.
by far.
पूरे PRX ने भी तो last game
pistol
switch
team
किया था
here in Pacific.
हाँ,
See if they can
so
do it on the attacking
Rossi
side.
will play because Rossi was
The setup right
DMing.
now,
Rossi won't
again, it's
DM if
just
he's
to
not
watch out
playing.
for any sort of pushes over from Talon. I mean, literally both, all across the map, they're waiting for pushes over in mid.
अरे इसको message कर लेना
The utility
खेल रहा है क्या
Talon while not getting spotted by it. I love the way they're
ओए
doing this.
Hydra
You're the only one getting spotted by that.
रॉसी
0.4
को मैसेज कर लेना खेलना
मैसेज किया बोलता है
Slow
नहीं
and
खेल
steady
रहा
to start things off. Just as an update prior to this map, 10 and 6 in Pacific, and then if you add the
भाई, नहीं
6
बताएगा
pistol
ये
round
लोग।
wins from lock-in on top of that,
Surprise.
16 and 6.
16 and 6 is a ridiculous stat for just pistol rounds.
और मेरे को पता है मेरे को पहले भी
So,
पूछना था
quite good. And compare that to Talon
ऐसा
without
मैंने
lock-in
सोचा था
stats,
पूछूंगा
4 and
उसको
10. So you're looking at a
वो
10
खेल
and
रहा है कि
6
नहीं
versus a 4 and
बट
10.
देन मुझे लगा कि
Yeah, I
अगर
mean,
वो नहीं
just
खेल
flipped
रहा
on
होगा तो
its
उसको
head,
बुरा
really.
लगेगा कि यार
I mean, that just
you know,
shows the
सब लोग
dominance
मुझसे
that
खेल रहे
Global
हैं
has
बट
had. And
वीजा नहीं
the
हो
setup is good
So,
once again. I mean,
was
just
trying to
because they
avoid
got
that.
no information, Talon was
That's
actually so scared to push out. Of course, they're playing on their back foot as well. Now that guiding light, thankfully, buys just enough time for backup to arrive. Sushi Boys, he needs to stay alive here. Just hold on to Vents. That's all you need to do.
Lightning
Oh!
Okay.
Bit of a mishap. Now, if that happened in the very first round, we could say, all right, first time Jitters on the stage, but he was playing so well in the first half.
There's not much excuse for that one, but we'll see if the rest of the team can go ahead and make up for it. Texture gonna look to boost over top of the wall. Garnet's waiting nearby. He thinks about the fake shield, decides to wait. Jump out, will get tagged down to 52. They're running out of time. They have to get this plant down. Cruz will find an elimination. Garnet's gonna be taking up 2 more for
तू
himself.
मुंह क्यों खोला तू मुंह क्यों खोल रहा है
Seems like a
हाँ?
bit of an overcook here.
इतना सही चल तूने मुंह खोला और उन लोग का वैसा हो गया
Pistol in the series.
Yeah, I mean, losing your
हर्ष को देख
range
कुछ बोल नहीं रहा
in a
वो
mishap like that obviously hurts,
अरे
especially
मैंने
in a
push
single
it
duelist
हटा
on
दिया,
a
वैसे
map
मैं
like
नहीं
Split.
बोल रहा था।
Not many other ways that you can get through. Goes just a little too far forward. I think his paint shows he intended it to really land back at the door, and it just kind of lands on the box there, so he gets caught off
I
guard.
think he was willing to eat the damage. The problem was the vulnerable that he took from the snake
Oh,
bite.
yes, that's what it
So
was.
he took way more damage than he was anticipating.
Yeah, that's got to be it, because he was right at the edge there. Well, we're just going to have to shake that off now. Of course, just going
हाँ
to
वैसे
save
deep
the
pistol
bull
आती
here
नहीं है
on
भाई
the
इतनी
second round
आसानी
of
से
their attacking half, going with all
मैं
classics.
पनौती हूँ
exactly हाँ
जब मैं
पनौती
देख
है।
रहा था जब मैं देख रहा था ना पहले
Heavy
जीत रहे
presence
थे
here in
भाई
mid.
शुरुआत
Just
से मैं
Texture
देख रहा
splitting
हूँ
off over towards
पिछले
Garage,
राउंड
seeing
कौन
if
नहीं
there's
था
any
यहाँ पे रोबो
forward
नहीं था
aggression on
तू
that
नहीं
side of the
था
map.
अच्छा नहीं था
देख
तुम
भाई
तीनों
अब हमारे ऊपर डाल दिया भाई
Garnet.
तुम तीनों पनौती हो मैं और हर्षी है सिर्फ
Looking fast, clear it.
वो तो कुछ बोल भी नहीं रहा
Start drifting
वो
up,
है भी नहीं यहाँ
coming
पे
down, and no one is
Bullet
occupying the side
presence
itself,
से ही
but
पनौती
there's
बना जाता है
3
तुम्हारा।
members nearby, all up in
ये
heaven.
देख कुछ
Now,
भी
the
अभी
other
अभी
one's
चालू
not
किया है
small
इसने
either, right? So
देखना
they're just going to have to rely on nothing, actually, because we don't have any stars.
ये
or
crouch
anything
करके जाओ ना
yeah,
सब
I was
लोग
going to say the single star for Magnet, but it's not going to happen. They're just going to have to creep in.
Starting to walk across, taking a couple attempts, but Sushi Boys will find 2 kills.
Late आया
Some
थोड़ा.
third as well.
Easy.
If they can get this plant, but
Fast,
then
fast
spike
खत्म
out
करो.
into the open.
ये round.
Tucked away here on the side is
Nice.
Aaron, and both of
Urre.
them in the head. Sets up for Bazzi to do at least a bit of
No
damage,
lead.
but
Ace
right down
call.
to 36.
Oh,
Cruz.
noise.
Now being reinforced by Fox up in the Raptors. Yeah, that will be the closeout. So a singular kill found here in the eco.
ये किसका बजा?
Global Talent. They pick up 2 in a row for the first time. And, you know, they're getting off the ground.
Yes, and you know, we talked about how obviously it was going to be so tough when they didn't win the pistol, but now that you've won the pistol and continuing round, you know, the anti-eco, that means that you're actually in okay position here on split, right? If you
कौन बजा रहा है?
and make sure that Global Esports has to actually work for their attacking side, then you should be able to have
नहीं.
enough time to get somewhere to
Discord का
score
sound
like a 9 to 10 or, you know, 11 to 9, something like that.
ये पाशा का ही आ रहा है. पाशा बंद करना.
पाशा भाई it is-
पाशा.
पहले mighty भाई नहीं
Not
किया था.
fully silent.
मैं तो एक बार किया भाई.
हाँ भाई starting
हाँ, एक ने गू खाया तो मैं भी खाऊंगा. मैं भी खाऊंगा.
मैं ट्राई कर रहा था, मैंने कहा माइक ऑफ करके
Fragging
नहीं
out. I
होगा.
mean, we were talking about this before the match started,
देख
where
रहा था क्या
Botsi,
है.
sometimes he's not the fragger, but his
प्रीव्यू का
flash
ऑप्शन
is
आता है वैसे वहाँ पे.
good. Today the frags are on top as
Oh,
well.
the gun barrel scene. Jump in, gets a couple taps. They are able to exit.
Well, lightning fast. Very thankful that it's a bulldog on the other side.
Discord का sound board है ना ये.
दूर होके बोले. उसका वॉल्यूम कम कर देता हूँ मैं. हाइड्रा का.
Not really able to inch their way
84
forward onto
पे
that
80
site. See where they
80
decide
कर
to
दिया
end up
अभी
now.
मैंने.
Goes for the creep up. Moves up, and I mean,
अरे, अरे.
mid position, that's widely abandoned.
Don't play Sage. Any reason? Most teams
He will just go ahead and
because
get
Sage
situated,
से
tucked away by himself while the rest of the team gets, go ahead and get stacked up over here at A
Shit,
main.
I thought
Yeah, now
you
usually
just
this
put-
No
set will
idea,
allow you
eh?
to rotate to B if need be after taking control of Heaven, but with the timer at 30 seconds, they're actually going to have to commit just one way or the other. You can't dilly-dally up here in Heaven. Now that Snakebite's going to buy enough time where they can't possibly rotate.
It helps slow things up, but the spray through the wall.
अरे
extra
time
will
नहीं है
still
पर.
find Sushi Boys. Now that'll drop. But yeah, they need to try to make something happen here pretty quick. Lightning Fast getting tagged up mid-air. Pat able to find Aaron. Landing into the back of sight.
10.
साइड तो है उन पे.
Being evacuated.
हाँ, side पे
Now they can go ahead and get this plant down. As bad
Heal
as
भी मिल
also
गया भाई.
to the rest of his teammates. Everybody back to 100.
Well, they are all stuck, though. They're going to have to scurry away.
ये वो है ना.
That's with the judge. He wants to take control of Elbow, and he's good
Oh
for
my
two!
god! Garnett's off the top rope. Able to find 2. Bazzi, the last man.
nice.
No!
He's good for it, Bazzi! What did you eat today?
क्या मारा है
A
भाई.
triple kill to
भाई.
clutch it and deny Talon from converting.
important round
What a
convert कर
play.
दिया भाई.
I mean, once Garnett's had that
Timeout ले लिया भाई
play
इसने.
with the judge on that raise, I thought the retake was going to be a piece of cake, but Bazzi is just a
Overheat,
different
overheat.
animal today.
Oh yeah, I want to see this. POV.
Absolutely incredible. I mean, he's getting pressured from the flank. Down to 3 bullets even.
Oof.
And with that
Last
last
3
bullet,
bullet में मारा.
Okay, so
he
the,
closes it.
yeah, the first skill on Garnett's is just patience and determination. Then it's game sense, knowing that the shots were coming through the screen. But then it's reaction time at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the full package you want in one of your players here in the VCT.
Wow. What a way to end that round. And I'm sure Eraser at a certain point.
अरे अभी
probably called the
अगर
timeout beforehand.
एक टीम ने
Then
टाइम आउट
it's
लिया
like,
तो
oh,
दूसरा
actually,
टीम बात
oh,
नहीं कर सकता
all
क्या?
right, well, I'll talk to him anyway. This is my first time out burn. I've got 2 to use in the second half, so we'll go forward with it.
Cameraman.
But, oh, so very close. Still a lot of damage dealt there by Talon.
Yeah,
So only 1 rifle going to be
क्या
held onto,
cameraman?
So this still puts Global in a bit of a tricky situation for their attack. We'll have to see what they decide to do.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
does have those secrets on.
yes, I mean, that's the big thing, right? So probably the timeout itself, Eraser, you know, that wasn't
बाजी
gonna
बार
change one way or the
बाज
other,
मार
he's
गया.
fine with it, but the
बाजी मार गया.
content of it might have changed now that the Seekers are online. So even though you only have
Let's go
one...
ये double
rifle,
satchel हो रहा है, double
you're
satchel हो रहा है.
on lightning fast. If you're
मैं
not
जा रहा हूँ
on
guys, heaven.
entry, this has to be a rush in, right? I mean, you're just relying on him getting a kill.
मैं heaven जा रहा हूँ guys, मेरे को cover दो.
Sky भाई is dead. Sky भाई is dead.
But look at where their money is at. This is like inverse Carmine Corp. They have so much money. They're not even buying down towards a reasonable degree.
Oh, lightning fast not able to dodge that one, but he gets covered.
Cover it, fire,
अरे मार दिया उसने.
and then he gets the blind off just in time for Sushi Boys to push the wall.
Lightning fast and surviving full flash is name a better combo.
देखा,
He's
देखा,
doing
देखा.
it constantly.
I don't know how he's getting away with it, but
अरे पर
he
HP नहीं
absolutely
बच.
should not be. The covering fire Just perfect from texture, and you know, I'm talking about how little they bought, and now I'm thinking about how big their bank account's gonna be after this one.
भाई एस्ट्रा का पोजीशन देखो, एस्ट्रा को देख, एस्ट्रा को देख मिनिमैप में।
Already on the flank on that little screen on our right.
And they are not necessarily reading this.
Oh, the crossfires are so
Take it down, and Munyet swings out the fine Fox, and there you go. The 11th round locked in.
नहीं नहीं करते हैं, अगर ऑफलाइन होता ना, अभी सब सामने बैठे हैं ना, तो अभी नहीं करेंगे, लास्ट मैच में करेंगे, लास्ट मैच।
I don't think that was the round they had in mind, right? That was the picture they painted during the timeout. I think, especially with how fast they went with just the double
Mentally,
flash,
na,
I think the idea was just strike hard, strike fast. Let's do as many trades as possible. Continue to let
Move
the
it.
be picked up by someone else. And then if we can get a plant, great. You know, if it comes down to like a 3v3, maybe then we use our seekers. But it works out with
बोनस खेल रहे थे, बोनस खेल रहा था।
So mind-boggling. Around where you have one rifle carried over, you give it to your Rays. It's full flash and then saved by a bunch of dudes with classics. They weren't even buying down sheriffs, you know, buying to 2100, buying to 1800 to 1600.
Yeah, which they had the money for, yes.
They just were like, no, buying nothing. And it worked.
Oh boy. Well, somebody send this
पानी भर
mod
के ला।
over to our favorite egg and perhaps our
पानी भर के ला,
over there in EA
इससे पी रहे
as
तो
well,
देख रहा
with
हूँ मैं।
lessons to be learned here. Oh, Foxy. The way they set up their crossfires and baits, right? They know that if they're not going to be tagged, someone has to push out on the side of Talon. They have no other way of continuing to gain information. Now, the pin is a desperation move just to buy time.
Yeah, he's going to throw this in. Does not have a judge to try to hold it with, just the stinger. But, I mean, they could just say,
Match point
screw
इसके
it,
बाद है।
route, go through mid, cut over towards B site.
They know where he is, too, because of the Trailblazer. And the fact that the Trailblazer was used right away allows them to get into heaven, right? That means that they don't have to worry about him holding close with something like a judge.
But yeah, I mean, he's just kind of contained now, has to abandon the pit. That'll get dropped in a moment. Yep, can't get back in there in time. So it does go down, and I mean, this tells them exactly where he is. They know he has to be ramped now.
Yeah, because he didn't come back into sight, that's for sure. And now Vents has been taken as well. Oh, Sushi Boys does win the fight against Texture. A little bit of hope.
Catching up on the opposite side of that wall.
Yeah, that's hard, bro.
The rifle is still in favor of Global Esports.
Into a 4v4.
So
Lightning
hard.
Fast tucked away here. Pings out, knows that somebody's playing up top, and now Pat
ओए,
trying to flash himself in through that back elbow. But
गार्नेट ने
it
क्या?
won't fall.
ओबे,
Garnet's
हेलो
with two,
गार्नेट।
Cruz with one. Suddenly it's all on Munyet to try to finish things off. He's going
Oh,
for
the
a reload.
नहीं, गार्नेट ने क्या मारा बे?
And it's another just unexpected turnaround here with Talon being
Hey.
around the denying.
एक
that match
second.
point away. 1 second exactly remaining on the spike. And this one just slipping out of Global's hands.
Yeah, but guess what? They didn't buy anything in the previous round, so they still have about 2 rounds worth of creds here that they can full buy coming into the next one. So not too concerned, but it is important to mention that, again, there is a big difference between match point and just being at 11.
अरे इन लोग ने इसको शेल्फ शॉट नहीं दिखाया।
You can be a little bit more lax with what you want to go through in the future rounds. Whereas 11, at a certain point, you're going to feel the pressure of, okay, we got to take some risks to secure that match.
हाइड्रा भाई, स्कर्ट को ड्रैग कर लेना।
Let's have. It's been bizarre. I mean, and look at their money. They're still fine.
Yes.
GE is still so well off. Absolutely, absolute insanity. The Sushi Boy's going to be driven forward, takes a little bit of damage from the face shell. Trailblazer, yep, it identifies and gets the fight as well, and Lightning Fast pushes up to find the kill.
Yeah, there is going to be good cover and trades from Pat, though, but that does mean they still lost their
मैंने
Viper,
अरे
right?
मैंने
So
stream
a
देखी बाद में
crucial
भाई।
agent in terms of
भाई
simply
मेरे को
buying
भाई ने मेरे को
time
ये
in
नहीं
a
बताया
certain
पहले
section
कि
of the map.
11-0 भाई कहते हैं हाइड्रा ने मेरे को
Icebox.
लाइव स्ट्रीम पे सब्सक्राइब किया।
Statistically,
भाई मैंने बोला
that
पीटा
sleeps
मेरे को
the
फिर
wins
मैंने
here.
It's
अरे
looking
नहीं,
good.
The win conditions have been
फिर भाई
met.
ने बाद में बताया
We're on
भाई
course
कहते
for
हैं
another
11-0
victory.
delete हो क्या है।
Just that sacrificial lamb. Aaron now going to be tucked away. 2 people getting ready to push in. Do they
Suspect
read this? Oh, well, looks like the answer's going to be yes, but Aaron doesn't suspect there's a second.
मारियो की तरह तो चलते हैं गेम में।
Yeah, I mean, Pat, you know, trading in mid, trading in A, he's doing the most he can.
Oh, boy.
Oh!
Oh! Does Munyet win that?
Well,
The man's pushing up. He jumps over the showstopper. What is happening in this map?
Wait, does he just have a special ability called Super Jump? 'Cause he jumps over the spray, then he gets
अबे
boosted up with
मैट्रिक्स
the
चल रहा है क्या?
super
मैट्रिक्स
jump.
मूवी है क्या? ये डॉज कर रहा है ऐसा।
But then he jumps over the show.
Like Mario jumping
उसको
over
heal
a
भी मिल
bullet
गई।
hill. so casually. And now they know exactly where Pat's at. He's going to try to flash for himself, swings in, will get one. But in the end, it's a team ace as Bazzi finishes the job and brings it to map point. William, what in the hell am I watching?
I have no idea. And here's the thing, it's
रॉसी सेकंड मैच खेलेगा हाइड्रा को बोला ये देखना
wow. And here's the thing, if that showstopper had landed actually on that wall directly next to him, he would have died, but it actually goes right towards the siege wall.
I think it might have actually gone past him on the side rather than under him.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Either way, it looks really funny.
Wow. I mean,
and if I'm Garnet, I'm pissed.
Oh yeah, I mean that is something that tilts you even just a little bit, no matter what position you're in.
अरे
Here's the thing,
चक्का गया
we were barely scraping by wins. Maybe we joke about, okay, the heroics are coming into play, but the thing is, even without that, they've had such a good lead. And on top of that, this is just salt in the wounds.
गाइस मेरे साइड में क्रैकी बैठा उसका वजन इतना है कि उसने एक चेयर तोड़ दी
Another stinger here in the hand. Sushi boys. Just flush out any kind of vent pressure.
Yeah, and I mean, you have crews 1 point away from the Cosmic Divide, but they don't have the firepower to confidently push out, secure a part of the map, and then secure the ultimate doors. I mean, you look at the map, they're playing so far back as if they have the perfect retake set up, but they don't. I mean, they have the null command, but the way they're positioned, I mean, they're flooding A site, they have a member in B site. You're just trying to hope that you win your duels when the entry happens on the side of Global Esports.
यार मैं तो मार लेता हूँ हर बार मतलब
देखा है लोटस पे देख
Slowed down, 40 seconds remaining.
एक गेम आ रहा हूँ मैं वो भी गंदा ऐसा मत करो
Wall just cut off fence. They'll start storming their way in towards heaven. Fast getting cut off. Everybody backing away from the paint shells. Damage really taken.
अबे बुरी रोटेशन आ गई बे उनकी ओए ओए
Vulnerable is out. Garnet's able to deal with lightning fast quite quickly. Last pack as well takes Aaron down to a sliver of HP. The second one intercepted by Texture, but Aaron, despite having 3 HP, managing.
HP नहीं है यार
Pat now needs to
Yo.
Manya is the last man standing. Will find a third kill to go ahead and finish the map. 13-6. Global on their map selection of split, making it look easy.
What an impressive show of skill here from Global Esports. I mean, this is, I'll be very honest, I think this is the type of play a lot of people joked about Global Esports being able to succeed in this season, right? Yes, the potential was there, but how are you going to build that up so fast by getting over the language barriers, getting all these jet mains, play something else, and of course we even have some fans over.
ये हर्ष ना हमेशा ऐसे ही बोलता है नेगेटिव छी 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 हाँ भाई ठीक है भाई
We'll see if any changes happen in the coming maps, but everyone continuing to grow individually, and then the comms and calls just perfectly insane.
That they were. I mean, what a way to start off the map. Munyet from the very beginning. The ace jumping over the showstopper, the spray downs in mid through the Viper's pit. Guy was having a whale of a time, but Bazzi as well. I mean, there was not really a weak link, it seemed like, in this iteration of Global on this map. Everybody looked absolutely drilled. Aaron, widely, his reads were fantastic. I think aside from lightning fast, jumping into his own nade while being vulnerable from the Viper's fight, that's kind of the only big mistake that we had seen. And for a guy making his debut in Pacific for the first time, after not being here until a week ago, I think he played incredibly well.
Oh, absolutely. We got to give him huge props. But I like that you mentioned that there was not a single weak link, right? Even though, sure, Aaron may not have been, fragging out because he doesn't have to. But on that side, we should note that in previous matches we've seen, Aaron sometimes he would get caught off guard a little bit, right? Focusing on that IGLing.
अगला मैच कितने टाइम में होता शुरू
But this time he's always hanging safely while calling for his team and making sure his teammates are set up to win trades and duels.
Yeah.
अच्छा
Fantastically done. That's one map out of the way. Global, if they want to get their first match victory under the belt, so
नहीं वो फिक्स नहीं हुआ I think it broke
show us what they do have prepared for that map. Yes, I did.
वो वाला फिर वो ले लेना
Well, you know what?
अरे यहाँ बैठा है ना वो
map was very fire, so totally understandable. It is actually kind of warm here. I actually wish I had taken my jacket off now that I'm looking at you. But what an incredible map, and I like that you mentioned also we haven't seen the Icebox yet from Global Esports. That we have seen it several times from TLN. Of course, the last time they finally picked up the Harbor composition, they were trying to make it work for themselves. They did get a victory, even though I would say not off the back of the Harbor utility.
Yeah, well, it's time to... We'll see how all that goes. But it's time to go to a commercial break. And the desk is going to break everything down. I won't spoil what's going on, but there might be some movement on stage. I'll leave you with that. We'll see you.
आयरन बॉडी मिला कैसे उसको पर?
अरे ये अकाउंट
Kick over on B.
Oh, Rebel goes to
He's still
तो अरे तो भी उसमें सब अनलॉक क्यों है वो सब? बॉटम 3 में है शायद। हाँ ये मैप अगर मतलब ये मैच जीत गई आज तो फिर थोड़ा ऊपर आएगी शायद। टॉप पे है DRX और जेन जी ना? जेन जी है या जेन जी है? जेन जी है बे। हाँ भाई जेन जी बना दो ठीक है।
जिंजी ने तो शायद वो किया था इसलिए मैं देखी जिंजी की लाइन में इन्होंने तो सीधा खरीदा था।
तो 4 सेकंड बैठा है।
4 सेकंड कहां से आ गया भाई मेरे स्टार्ट भाई?
अरे इधर अरे स्ट्रीम पे उनके एम लैब दिखा रहे हैं तो ये 4 सेकंड खेलता है कि
गार्नेट है ना नाम तो लिखा है।
4 सेकंड कहां से आया? मैंने भी यही बोला नींद से उठो।
हां नींद में भाई ऐसे गार्नेट की मेरा पूरा दिन बेसिक पे गया तो है स्पेंड मेरा बता रहा
नहीं
स्कर्ट भाई मूड हो गया जा
आना
ए इससे अच्छा तो हाइड्रा मारता है।
मैं तो शेरिफ से मार लूं।
हाइड्रा का 21 बस 21 पॉज पॉइंट है।
अबे इससे अच्छा तो हर्ष मार लेता है।
हां ना
अबे ये इसका बहुत चिटनी सा है
17 छी।
अरे कोई रिकॉर्ड होता है तो प्रेशर आता है भाई।
हां भाई
नाइस वन बोला भाई डैम।
एक्चुअली ये कैमरा जब चालू होता है नहीं सब होता है ना तो
बहुत प्रेशर आता है ब्रो।
वो भी पूरी साउथ पैसिफिक देख रही है
सोच रहा होगा
और रॉसी में
और वो भी जी है अपोनेंट में तो वॉचिंग तो डबल आना ही है फिर।
No, actually 17 is decent guys. Like aim is not everything.
जिसके पास होता है ना वही बोलते हैं।
ये चीज मैंने भी नोटिस करी है।
इसने लिया
क्या मतलब हाइड्रा के पास एम है?
मेरे पास नहीं है भाई।
मैंने कभी चैट जीपीटी पे चेक किया बेस्ट इंडियन वैलोरेंट प्लेयर 4 सेकंड का नाम आता है।
What?
सही में चेक कर लो भाई।
चैट जीपीटी को अलाउ करेगा भाई।
अच्छा मेरी स्ट्रीम में चल रहा है चैट जीपीटी में फिर सर्च टॉप वैलोरेंट इंडियन स्ट्रीमर तो मेरा नाम देता है वो।
हां देर मैं बताया ना वो देता है हाइड्रा फ्लिक इज फेमस फॉर हिज फिनिश प्लेस।
नहीं दूसरा है ये स्ट्रीमर वाला है ये वंडर की वाला नहीं है।
अच्छा
चैट जीपीटी 2021 में नहीं तक लिमिटेड है।
2021 के बाद से मतलब 2021 के बाद
2021 में भाई हम अच्छा कर रहे थे ना।
क्या बोल दिया भाई?
भाई याद मत दिलाया 2021 बट इट वाज अ गुड ईयर।
बेस्ट ईयर भाई। सो जा बस कुछ करने
ना बेस्ट ईयर वाज 2020। कोविड नहीं शुरू हुआ 20
मार रहे तो
19 में।
बट वो नया सेटअप है ना इस पीसी में मेरे को शायद से मैं मार नहीं पाऊंगा
सब लोग घर पे ध्यान बजा रहा था
बिकॉज ऑफ द माउस। यहाँ पे है
ऑल द टाइम इन द वर्ल्ड।
203
छोटा सा ही ब्रेक ले इन लोगों ने।
ऑडियंस कितनी जल्दी बेंचमार्क बनाती है। इसने 17 स्कोर बनाया चैट आदि लिख रही है आई पीट इमॉर्टल 3 एंड आई स्कोर 11 आई स्कोर 25।
चैट में बचने वाली
अरे वो सेटअप उनका खुद का होता है, उसी में बैठे रहते हैं, तो होगा ही। एक नए सेटअप में खेल रहा है वो। हाँ हाँ, हाइट वाइट भी थोड़ा ये भी मैटर करता है, कौन से एंगल में तुम बैठे हो।
I think it was quite a bit for GE versus DRX on this map especially. GE shows that they have that structure, they have those procedures in knowing how to take map control. And also in retakes, especially during this first half against Talon.
And it was, you could see there was also a bit of a skill dip with the individual plays from Manyat, from Batsy, like these big highlight reel individual clutches that you know, won rounds for GE when it looked like they had no business winning them. So it's a lot of different things. I think you're absolutely right that overall, like, the map control is better. You can see there when they move to their attacker side, they basically have like such a good read on how to get into A, how to utilize the space that they're given from the side of Talon to you know, get the plant down and then kind of work from there. So I was very pleasantly surprised with this. I mean, I've been talking Batsy up for a while, and you can see why. He's a very, very strong player. I got to watch him a lot over the last couple of years, you know, whether he was on Crazy Raccoon or on Slayers. I know what this guy's capable of at his best, and it is a high ceiling.
वो मेजर्स में था ना?
He made a real showing today. Now, we did talk about today being
अरे और एक था, वो एक लेफ्ट, एक्सट्रीम लेफ्ट में और एक्सट्रीम राइट में माउस रख के खेलता था कुछ तो।
Just a Manyet Monday.
Just a Manyet Monday. You're not even kidding. I mean, look at how he played this. 2 stars. One of it wasn't his, but he ducked out of it, came back around the pillar, got 2 right clicks, got another one, and he finishes off with
वो मोनिया ने एस लिया था।
How do you?
अरे मिस किया मैंने ये।
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. With an Iron buddy too, like Iron ranked people everywhere were like, yeah, Manyet's my hero.
फिर ऐसे प्लेस नहीं मिलेंगे ना?
It was pretty cool.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. He's just spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like we just had gotten settled into our seats, like to watch the match, and all of a sudden it's like Manyet Ace, and I'm like, well, here we go again.
Yeah.
Like we're just right back to square one on Split. That's exciting. I mean, he's clearly comfortable on that map. We've seen him work, especially that B pillar to perfection.
ये रोज शेव करता है क्या सर? इतना क्लीन कैसे?
The timings happen. Clearly, it's a map that he is super comfortable.
Something about those right clicks, kind of like shotguns.
उन्हें सब दाढ़ी बनाते हैं ये।
That's true. Yeah.
That's Manyet.
कहाँ?
Yeah, Manyet and the judge with the I don't know, any gun in his hand. Actually, with the Phantom in his hand too. There was one round whenever they try to push mid, Manyet's around.
तूने सस्ते से चालू कर दिया क्या हाइड्रा?
Aaron too, just had really good reads.
Yeah, no. I thought Aaron really called a really solid game here. So it's a Viper's Pit off the rip, and they kind of read that there's going to be a push up here. So you can see there's an Astra Star in here, and Manyet's just going to push. He doesn't stop it, really. He's just spraying through. They know that they're collapsing in there, and Manyet's good for 3. So this is just
अच्छा इतना ही है? अच्छा तुम ऐड भी कर सकते हो खुद से?
He's going to go for that grab well, just in case somebody's you know, lurking around there at the end, or maybe it was a Nova Pulse. I couldn't quite tell, but regardless, it's just a great read here. They know the tendencies of these teams. They know a lot of particular teams like Talon when you
अरे आईपीएल वाला क्या था वो?
just wipe it off the board so that way they can reestablish some map control.
नहीं एयरऑन नहीं रे वो पैरा कुछ ऐसी है ना म्यूजिक उसका।
Just Aaron calling a great defensive side as usual.
And it's also blocking off the middle.
हाँ तुम उसमें ऐड भी कर सकते हो।
So crucial because when teams are able to take this, they get to set up a bit of that split push that I think Talon was really trying to go for. But as we could see in that clip, it was definitely blocked off by Manyet and his Viper's Pit.
Yeah, I mean, Talon also had a couple of... Alright, they had some, like, you know, you saw like a bit of like Talon power there. They had a couple of, you know, good rounds where they took up space, especially one particular post-plant round. You were remarking on this, how well they did.
Yeah, they really tried to. I mean, the round actually started off with Global. I think it really shows how much thought they put into their strats, because you can see on the mini-map, this is a Global attacking side. They started off with that Trailblazer just to clear out vents. And then we have Lightning Fast actually pushing deeper in to set up for that split push. They even used a Hawk just to clear out vents to prevent Talon from pushing back in. Meanwhile, all this happens, they actually got Talon to spend up their utility, and then they have this Viper's Pit up on towards the A side. They started pushing in together as a squad, taking down Heaven, taking down side, pushing past main. They managed to get the spike down pretty soon. What was good from Talon here is this positional play from Pat, who was hiding up by Hell the whole time. He managed to take out 2, and then comes the retake. We have Garnets coming in with a blast pack and a Judge up on elbow, but this is what happens with Batsy.
Yeah, this guy
I have been back on YouTube for a year.
For so long is because his
For
reactions
like 2
are
months.
so
मैं
good.
उतना regular नहीं हूँ.
I just gotta
But
say
वही
a
है.
lot of people are calling for Batsy to be the one potentially that's removed from this roster. Absolutely not. You are dead wrong. This guy is absolutely insane. He is clutch with his shooting. He's great with his utility. Like the casters have been talking about, you know, I love the way that he's not a selfish player. He's the one kind of doing a lot of the heavy lifting with the utility in the early part of the round, you know, sacrificing it to get that space for Lightning Fast to set up that crunch at A Heaven. And then
अगर मैं Facebook नहीं चलाता तो 100 के तो हो ही जाते यार. हैं?
You need to have a player like
क्या बोलते हो
that.
guys?
Someone who can shine in those clutch moments. When all else is gone, Batsy is your ray of hope. And he, like you mentioned, he's so selfless as well. He's setting up Lightning Fast, who, by the way, was kind of pretty nice on the raise. A little bit more so than you would have expected Texture to do. But it's a good showing from Global overall. I think Talon... we got the paper.
Look at this guy. He's
feels bad for Talon.
We're gonna print a poster size of that for you to put.
I'm gonna hang this up in my room. Yeah, absolutely. I need it signed by Batsy.
Visual did a wrong call.
This guy, he's great.
Yeah.
ऐसे मिल रहे थे यार.
I mean, you did have him on your original roster, your draft.
Like 2 times.
Yeah.
And then I threw my pen off the desk.
It was what?
I was like that sad. I was like, no, I'm not.
3x.
I'm so distracted now by the Batsy poster.
Amount because YouTube से उतना income तो है नहीं. That is why Facebook में like they were giving insane amount. तो मैंने बोला ले लेते हैं चलो.
2 weeks ago, and that wasn't a lot of time for them to get acclimated to Korea. And I mean, how'd you guys find it?
Yeah.
Good. I mean, not bad. It wasn't. There were a few mistakes.
Saving में गए वो तो.
That came back in his face.
Yeah.
क्योंकि कोविड था तो कहीं कुछ करना खर्चा नहीं ना कहीं जाना ऐसा.
He didn't. He was doing okay on the entrance. I saw some really good blast packing, which again is the thing that like for me.
एक सेकंड तो कोरिया जाके भी कप नूडल खाएगा.
Okay, cool. Everybody can throw paint shells. Like everybody
ठीक है
can throw
भाई.
boom bots. It's not hard.
ठीक है
What
ठीक है
impresses
भाई.
me is their blast packing, and I saw some really good deep ones, and that's important.
ठीक है.
Yeah, that's how you take space as a duelist, and he's done a great job of it. And if this is how he debuts, you know, I think it's a good showing. It makes you want to see more, especially just on this map split. The fact that he's a new player.
अरे भाई मैगी एक मैगी नूडल.
As Kirasi comes in, I don't know. Like Global is a team that has quite a bit of
मुझे क्या
potential.
पता.
On the other hand, it really breaks your heart to see talent like this, Vic.
Okay. Let's talk about talent. This is their second split map that we've seen in the last 2 weeks. Both times it has not been going well. What is going wrong? Like what can they do better? We're going to Icebox in the next map. This Icebox is Talon's pick. I think maybe Talon might have not wanted to split either, but that was not their choice. What do we want to see?
It sounds basic to say, but there's a little bit of lack of coordination. Like we saw with the triple duelist, and that was a little less surprising in a way.
But really, like,
they don't fight for space in the same way that you saw GE fighting, right? Like there's always crossfires, almost always for GE off the rip. Whereas Talon's a lot more individual based and
rush in.
Rush in and try to just win your peak fights and that kind of thing. And that's okay if you're really, really good, like Paper X, but like, you know, when you don't have that same
वैसा बता मत उसको खिला उसको खिला
not this is again not to
उसको बना के खिला.
but when they were at their best in my opinion at lock-in was when they're playing together, like the utility coordination is there and then everybody follows up.
देखो उसको एक लेफ्ट साइड में एक नॉर्मल मैगी बनाते हैं जैसे वैसा रख और एक
talk about or at least explore because
your special way of making it वैसा रखो एक.
So far, I mean, they took down great teams. They had such a great performance. They took a
और एक ऑप्शन दो.
This hasn't happened yet. Maybe I don't know. We gotta see that lock-in roster again. Maybe Pat needs to take a step back, and maybe we'll have
like वो मसाला के बाद.
Jip Boys and Garnets back in. I don't know because whatever it is that they're trying right now, going this fast and off of individual plays, they seem a bit disjointed, disconnected. It's not really working.
उसके
You know,
ऊपर
we've
magic
got
मसाला
Fox
अपना
kind of
मिलता है ना,
underperforming.
extra, वो
Garnett, who is really great.
अरे
He was the top fragger for this match.
चीज डालने का, सॉस डालने का,
And
केचप.
there's so many of these tiny things that kind of all compile. You know, the little things add up. And it really factors into this performance. On to the next map, you know, they
अरे
banned
यार
we thought
भूख
they
लग
did
रही है,
pretty
मत
well
बोलो
Pro
मत
against
बोलो.
TRX last week. They banned it, now we're going into Icebox. That they have to perform here because
At least they've won on it. I mean, they got that going for them. They
Huh?
put Team Secret on it, so and they look good against TRX at lock-in on it, right? But are they going
किसने ऐड किया
to
क्या?
swap it? Like you're saying, I think they should go back to that Garnet. I agree with you that I think the Garnet Jet Boys combo is probably the best version of them that we've seen. So maybe it's time to, as good as individually as Pat is,
अरे इसकी वॉल्यूम कंट्रोल चेंज कर सकते क्या?
team potentially. So I would like to see that lock-in roster and at least give it another shot for another week or two at the end of this, just to see if maybe that can be the future.
Right. Now we are going into map 2, Icebox, as we mentioned. And again, today is high stakes. A team that does not walk away winning is gonna struggle to make it into playoffs. These are the two bottom-ranked teams at the moment. Even though both of them have showed clear potential. Now I'm very curious if SK Rossi is still going to be out, or if he's going to be coming in. If there going to be any roster switch.
He's sitting right there. He's using a final mouse too.
Ooh, nice.
All right. This is great. I mean, this is so exciting. You know, Lightning Fast again played fine. I thought that was a decent debut for him. You know, he had some.
अरे मैंने साउंड बोर्ड का वॉल्यूम 50% कर दिया तो मुझे कम आती है. ये रॉसी आ गया. Lightning fast.
Yeah, he tweeted out an interesting graphic that had Jet in it today.
Oh, really?
That's a little boy. Looks like Pat's still in for the side of Talon, though. And again, like you mentioned, do or die, heaven or hell. If they don't make their way out of Icebox, then their opponent next week is going to be Zeta, who has been showing up like mad on the kill feed with Death lighting things up. So they're in trouble.
अभी डाल देंगे वो.
Okay, it looks like their roster hasn't changed.
पर YouTube पे उतना है नहीं ना emotes custom खुद के.
Is on the Jet.
Okay. That Twitter hint, huh?
Texture on Killjoy. I mean, this has kind of been a common theme here we've seen in the last couple weeks.
एक second.
The duelists who need to shift, you know, over for potentially another duelist go to the Killjoy. It is kind of the
Paper X.
Yeah, exactly, right? Forsaken is the first person you think of that did that, right?
For sure, but I mean, apart from that, like, I guess it can kind of make sense if you just have that anchoring
Map कौन सी है?
able to land those shots. Duelist and Sentinels need to have that crisp aim. On the other hand, a little bit interesting is that we have the slight difference in initiators. Fox back on the Sova for Icebox, and both teams going with that tried and true now Viper Harbor composition.
Why are you being racist?
I'm just watching them right now. I'm so just soaking in the atmosphere right now and seeing where this is gonna go for the next possible.
अरे ये pillar क्या है?
for today.
What is this white pillar?
Icebox for game
अच्छा
2, we have
light है.
Talon in
Oh.
Global Esports. Let's go talk to our casters, Achilleos and William.
No.
Thank you very much, and oh boy, yeah, Rossi's in, and he's also
ऐसा क्यों?
playing Jet.
हाँ, कैमरा right में, light left पे.
Lock in. I mean, the last time we saw him play Duelist was in the what was it, the Gecko show match.
Oh yeah, actually,
Versus
you're
Team
right. He
Derek.
did play it there.
So that
forgot
was
about that.
That was pretty much the last
But
time.
उसने scam
So
किया.
it's been a good long while, but team putting their faith in him to be able to deliver a win, to put up some solid numbers, and also in texture to show this Killjoy.
Yeah, I mean, very curious about both of them, right? I mean, Rossi, obviously, he's played Jet through and through, but how is it coming back? And now in this roster setup. Also curious to find out, Global Esports, they're playing the composition that Loud showed off when they started to integrate Harbor back at lock-in. Meanwhile, Talon, they're showing the comp that DRX started to show off with the Harbor back at lock-in. The big difference being the Sky and the Sova. The Sky allows you to really kind of double team with the Jet and play a bit more aggressively. You can flash through your own walls of smoke as well.
ये
While
defense
the
में
Sova,
ना
of
अभी?
course, is going to secure a little bit more info and has a little bit more post-plant utility.
Well, it's another first here for Texture. The Sage, something we hadn't seen before, looked quite good. Now he comes out with the Killjoy. So first Sentinel appearance for him here today in his career. For now, heavy presence from Talon, who are first on the attack, drifting over towards B. See, there's a couple other people who are nearby. This kitchen being held at the moment by Texture. Aaron now looking to join him.
Yeah, but look at the setup once again, right? This is what I was talking about. A site, it was purely taken by the double team of Guiding Light and
और
then
एक
the
gap
Jet to
है.
peek out. Now Aaron just has to stay alive. I mean, they purposely left the site entirely open.
Right before that wall goes
अबे
up,
उतना
getting line of sight, manages to go
उतने long range में लगता है ये.
down Garnets. A lot of firepower left on the ground now here for the side of Talon.
Surely you suspect, yeah, that someone has come to the flank, but can they?
इन्होंने dodge कैसे किया?
The timing's right. Global Esports, they should strike from both sides at the same time.
Rossi
अच्छा.
backing away. They look like they wanted to use this dog, but instead it's going to be Bazzi picking up 2 kills.
I think it's a good call, right? You don't want to get caught with your hands out just trying to control the utility. Meanwhile, Cruz just trying to hide, but he gets caught.
They're just flooding them, and it's going to be a flawless pistol round. Might not be an ace for one yet, but pretty much everybody getting involved in this one. As the defuse will come through, looks like they want to try to fast track.
हाँ,
those
volume
Seekers
कम ही
back
कर
and
दिया
find
मैंने.
two kills. This will give him that third charge. It's a flawless to go ahead and lock in the pistol. I mean, again, Global Esports and pistol rounds just seem to
अरे sound.
Yeah, I mean, they're
हाँ.
staying consistent. They're always good for at least one on the map, if not both. And obviously, that's how they're staying with such a.
ये Rossi को एक kill
positive
मिला.
rate.
Let's
Now,
go.
I like that the fact that they're prioritizing Seekers as well. When we started to see Sky really show back up, the fact that sometimes she's the main initiator or the only initiator, that means the Seekers allow you to have one extra round of really confirmed information.
Yeah, not having that Sova does give you that nice little advantage here. Just trying to shift the balance back into your favor.
Well, Force Spy here with the Stingers from Talon. Not everyone, but everyone does buy down with the Sheriffs as well.
Pretty shallow wall here from Aaron. Not blocking off too much of anything, but I mean, the jump peaks, confirming presence at the very least, start quickly dealt with. Not going to find much there. As Rossi going to
अभी controversy गए ना.
forward. Looks like he wants to swing out. I think it's better of it. Aaron will just send the wall towards him. Rossi goes for the push. Oh, no! And I think that might just be a little bit of over-eagerness here in his debut. Let's end up going down. The rest of the team now looking to hold the line.
Aaron's stuck. He does need support, but Bonzi not going to stay alive for too long.
And suddenly, we're in a 2v2. Weapons recovered. Sushi Boy's picking up that Spectre. Pat wants to do the same. Otherwise, still does have the Stinger. Swing out now into a 1v1.
अरे 1v1.
One yet versus Sushi.
Sushi did pick up the Spectre. It's just a matter of mind games.
He's just not ready for Monyet to be in that position. Was expecting him further back deeper into the site. So Global will be able to win this round, but at a fairly heavy cost.
Yeah, I mean, they take a big hit, but of course on the other side as well, right? Talon bought down with the Sheriffs and Stinger. So at the end of the day,
What
I
up,
mean, normally we would say, okay, I
Nitin?
mean, this almost is a win for Talon, but Talon's going to have to rest one extra round. And now the big question becomes, do they buy Stingers again just to try to catch back up while they, set up for half armors in the coming round?
We'll ignore the tailwind.
Yeah, we'll skip that part, all right? Everyone gets one. Everyone gets one.
मतलब तुम देख रहे हो इतने वैली लोग हैं जो मंडे को भी जा रखे देख रहे हैं.
On both sides, I mean, you can see Pat down to 1,000. 1,200 for Sushi. Everybody else on the side of Global as well, putting in quite a bit of money. Only Texture with that Spectre in hand, 2,000.
Yeah, so Talon just poised to make sure they can either buy full armor and
Huh?
weapons or half armor with full utility in the next round.
ओह मोनिए भाग 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 मेरा हो गया गाइस मेरा हो गया मेरे को मिल गया एक भाग रहा हूँ मैं मेरा हो गया
That's exactly what they do. Backs off. Texture just trying to keep screens, right? As long as you have screens and you have Foxy.
Cruz coming up on this flank angle, finds Aaron as well to boot. Fantastic timing from him. Drop down, however, out of Havman is Bazzi.
ओहो बाजी मार गया भाई.
Man's on one today.
Definitely is, and maybe you heard us talking about him saying, okay, your utility, your fragging may not have been great, but your utility has been top tier. Well, no longer. It's the fragging that's really putting him at the top of the scoreboard now.
It's, I believe, a 6-1 now start for Bazzi. Fantastically done with that Guardian in hand. I mean, nice casual little swing out here from Monyet to find that first kill of the round. Gets healed up and then goes right back into the front lines. So though, some good sheriffing overall from the side of Talon. Themselves a couple of kills, a good flank from Cruz as well. We saw him early up on that belt area. He drops the spike down and says, I want to go on this flank. And it ends up paying off decently well.
Yeah, I mean, again, that was the round where they're okay with just taking whatever they can. Now they're set up for their buys. They do complete the lockdown as well for Sushi Boy. So this is a chance to finally turn the momentum around on the side of Talon. They've even already taken early control of mid and a kill for Garnett.
Very nice. Garnett's not setting off that turret. Goes for Aaron.
Guardian.
First finds it, then deals with the KJ util. And
Oh, nice.
Clearly did not see Rossi there, and he's able to just ADS in, get the headshot.
Pixel, the pixel
This is
pick.
what you can start to do when you have this double team of the Sky and the Jet, right? You can send in that deep flash with the guiding light, set up your Jet, and you know, be prepared to provide some backup from any position because of the way that her utility works. I mean, you can get quite a bit of distance on all of these.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing it a bit in, you know, our most recent Icebox game. EJ being able to rush forward, get these early picks outside of A. Seeker's going to be used here, as we've got 50 seconds remaining. Confirm that there is enough presence over here towards the A side. Still, though, not enough for texture.
You should run.
And one yet to rotate across.
Now Rossi, he doesn't have the best of weapons. Oh, I was gonna say not the best of weapons to take away the lockdown, but he is gonna wait patiently for a kill.
Yeah, I mean, and he kind of needed that. The longer that he stayed, the more reliant he was going to be on needing that dash to be able to get out and avoid getting detained. So just pop that. No spray through the wall to try to interrupt. Disrupt this, but Rossi now on for an ace.
Oh, he wants it so bad.
In his debut map.
Yes.
Push down and Bazzi steals it away.
Come on.
अबे साले इस था मेरा कुत्ते.
I'll flash for you. Just kidding. I'm flashing for me.
उसको बोल रहा होगा वो मेरा एज चुरा है साले.
Guardian weapon now can be upgraded. Just with the one casualty is Bazzi and Rossi leading the charge on the board. Oh, it wasn't even ADS,
Yeah, I mean, positioned it. I mean, this is one of the advantages for the Guardian. I like that you question why do you're not going to spam through the wall. You have a Guardian, but he gets the guaranteed kill over, and then he's still able to clean house. I look down afterwards, and Bazzi's still just having that nervous smile of like, uh-oh.
I'm going to draw the ire of all of India. Everybody at that watch party
yeah,
booing,
the watch party.
just booing Bazzi, but widely cheering on Global.
Well, I mean, Bazzi surely one of the spearheads today for Global as they continue to look like it might be a swift victory finally as they try to go for their first win here in Pacific.
Roping across, this will have been heard and now spotted. Garnett's dropping down just in time to avoid getting any damage. The bite now zoning in the back, and Pat vulnerable gets headshot, gets killed. Can't quite adjust to find the second, but then the dog comes in, finds one. A little bit of an awkwardness though as Fox takes down Garnet with his own Hunter's Fury, but at the end of the day, it's Rossi, the last man standing. The pride and hope of India now looking to bring them across the line. There's one gone.
Yeah, he has no information on the others yet, though.
Oh,
spots Cruz. They heard the drop.
Cruz is walking in, but faster turn there from Fox in the corner. Is able to go ahead and get Talon that first round win, but again, at great cost. Cash from the side of Global, very much banked up. Talon, ooh, it's rough around the edges. Going to be seeing some half armor and rifles coming through.
Yeah, the half armors, we'll see if that comes back to fight him or if it's going to be just enough to kind of keep them on life support as they try to claw back.
अरे नहीं उसे दिखा नहीं था वहाँ पे कि सोवा का अल्टी था ना.
Icebox, but they have to kind of get to map 3 to even have a chance.
बाजी को दिखा नहीं था उधर. नहीं तो बाजी मार देता हो. अरे ऑप आ गई.
The operator is going to hold mid.
Oi!
Whoa!
I was going to say, he should have been able to spot Manya initially. In the end, manages to find him, get that headshot across. See how he continues to play on the entry here for his team. His walls are up, just trying to stop the push from coming through, and that's going to be the reckoning now invested from Pat.
Now, this doesn't force them to empty the site, but they're going to hear a lot of the footsteps. GES, though, they have no reason to really flank around on their own. Now, Cruz, of course, the reason they're rotating is because of that deep flank, and we saw that in the picture-in-picture as well. I mean, he faced no opposition. Do they recognize that he can be this deep already?
It looks like Aaron does, as he's inching forward. Rossi now.
सूंघ लिया है रॉस
Oh, the
वही
timing.
टाइमिंग
He's going to turn away, and this could be a 2-for-1 if he decided to swing it, but he does not.
He's just waiting for the rotates. He just wants to fight them right in the last second. He's going to hear this. Here's the drop.
Bassie's coming around on the opposite side. And that will at least confirm that position. And
Oh,
last knife would have been enough to do it, but can't quite find it. Cruz with a fantastic just drift through the B site into that lurk. Will finally fall.
ऑप सेव करेंगे
Like, yep, grab up the operator, go for the save.
Yeah, that's the best play you could do, right? I mean, with the operator dropped, that's what could start to hurt your economy. You say, okay, we're already down in the numbers as well. Let's just save the operator texture. He's just in a position where...
Could hit a timing here.
Yeah, just try to get one extra kill, try to get towards that lockdown. No, he's just going to play it safe.
Okay. Drifts back across the opposite way. We'll be all right, tucked away in kitchen. So operator held on to. Talon do find their second. This is good for them to be able to find their footing because, you know, we're talking about how bad the economy was looking. And Aaron, oh boy. Not what you want to see there.
Yeah,
complete and utter whiff.
Yeah, he was holding the angle as well, but I mean, sure, the timer was just about to run out. Maybe you were going through your comms. It looked a little shaky. Meanwhile, Garnett's was decided in for the kill on the hunt here. Oh, man. I mean, just a nice movement from Garnett's as well. Of course, with that Blaze Storm, that's the advantage he has in that duel.
Well, timeout now going to be used by Global. Even though they have the lead, they don't want Talon to find a way back into this. Take a look at, you know, Icebox. This is, what, the third time that we've had it so far in Pacific. It has been one of the least played, if not the least played map now.
Yes, I believe so. Now that Split's been picked a couple extra times. Yeah. Icebox being widely avoided, not even picked at all, usually banned out. So we'll see Global Esports. And now I wonder if they're also discussing, obviously not in this next round because they don't have the economy for it, but eventually do you try to go for this operator again? Because one of the strengths that I keep mentioning is if you have this guy in the jet, you can actually just push out together with the rifles. But if you only have the operator, you know what? I give credit, all right, to that. That takes courage to hold that right here, and then also with the dab, which I did my first dab because of depth the other day on broadcast.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm just, did Tyler want to get banned? What are we freeing him?
No, Tyler 1 always wants more freedom.
I see.
That's what it is.
I see. He's so thoroughly American.
Well, obviously.
Never enough freedom, brother.
No, not enough for
okay, covering fire is not as good as it needed to be.
All right, go next.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. They've been slow creeping around Garage. You don't expect them to hit this a little bit faster, but I think Global, they say, okay, yeah, well, we know that you guys are on an eco. We're going to push the envelope here a little bit harder than we normally do. And, yeah, Rossi ends up getting caught with the Bucky in hand.
Yeah, now.
I mean, I like the idea from Texture. Yeah. You're droning. I'm going to molly you. Maybe I'll get a kill. I know you're low HP, but Pat just shuts that down.
Yeah, I'd say best attempt he could have had. And looks like, okay, they do want to stick with the op. So most likely what that means is they want to position Rossi to just hold. Wow, what a just mess of a firefight there. But they're going to position him to hold through a guiding light and then rotate Batsy over quickly so he can gain information either mid or on the other site. But this all relies on the fact that Rossi can get a bit of a forward position and has to be good for his first shot should Talon ever rotate back to him.
Heavy mid-presence now. 3 people ready to creep across you towards Tube where Texture's the lone member waiting.
Oh, and Foxy wasn't spotted here through the... Oh, he's actually going to enter Garage.
Yeah, he misses this timing.
But in some ways...
There's no one to cover for him.
Yeah, I mean, neither of them know surely of the other presence. Meanwhile, the site is being taken through Kitchen. A great guiding light!
Oh, Bazzi! Well, he does crucially shut down the pit. Denies that from being an entry, some entry util onto the site. Texture now spotting, but can't swing wide enough to take down Garnett's. We'll find one. Garnett's now pulls off of that plant. Shuts Texture down. Sushi Boys in the meantime, catching Moniette on the rotate. The op in mid, needs the shot. He nails it, dash forward.
Does he know about Kitchen?
No, he does not. Still that lurk there. Pat able to find that punish. And now it's all on Aaron, the IGL, to try to make this happen. Knows where one's at, but at this point, Garnett's could be anywhere. He's right out in front, waiting. And that brings us 4-4, tied up for the first time in the series.
Yeah, and an early timeout use as well. Let's remember that on the side of Global Esports, but they're actually not able to regain the momentum. Again, their pistols are always good. Their early rounds look good, but Let's say it like it is. I mean, the overall big picture idea with the operator was fine. You want to get an aggressive position, but the way you executed it, you left, you know, kind of an opening there. And obviously it was a very sliver of a timing where Foxy is able to get through. But that alone already buys enough time for the site to be overtaken, despite Batsy's heroics to try to shut down the Viper's pit.
This is a little bit concerning. I mean, granted, it's the first time that we're seeing Icebox from Global. This is, you know, that kind of debut of the map, but we've seen it from Talon before. They were able to beat Team Secret on this map when Secret had selected it. Secret, of course, you know, as we've noted many times, not having been able to win on any of their map picks yet.
Yes.
But widely, the biggest thing that concerned me is that Talon were able to get 9 rounds on the defending side. It was on the attack where they struggled.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, surely even their utility usage with their harbor has been improving since then as well. That time it was a lot off the back of the firepower of all 5 players. Today, things seem to be a little bit more in sync. So, Global, you got to start to get a bit more concerned. Now, obviously, this round, they're taking it just a bit slower on the eco. Now, this is all really to set up for Magnet, and he's already good for 1.
He's got 1, he gets the other. Oh, the man's biting the tightrope.
Oh, my God.
I mean, if nothing else, if Esports doesn't work out, clearly he'd be good in a circus.
Yeah, I mean, the acrobatics are there. Texture just trying to buy time. Oh, he does make sure that the vulnerable lands on him.
30 seconds left.
But not going to be able to fight back.
Cirque de Monnier.
Cirque de Monnier. He changed the name a little bit.
Yeah. It's a minor change up. Cruz, though, pushing forward. We'll find Aaron Rossi going to fall. There's Texture on his lonesome with the Sheriff in hand, and he's making noise. And that'll be the finisher. I mean, again, bloody rounds. They're coming up with some good kills, limiting the number of weapons that are carried over. But Talon now have a very solid bank built up for themselves here.
Yeah, they can buy whatever they want for the rest of this half. And
Oh,
notably, first time they're taking the lead here in this matchup against Global Esports, right? They've been falling behind ever since split. Wow. That was great to watch in slow-mo. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I know a lot of fans who have been following Magnet's career are so happy to see him perform on the global level. So credit to him. But right now, all focus on Talon. They're starting to correctly read how Global Esports wants to use this comp, especially, again, the way they've been trying to position SK Rossi's Jet off the back of that sky.
Early clear on the drone.
So what we just saw on the mini-map was the fact that Cruz, I believe, gets tagged by the guiding light, but that means that Global Esports also can't push out too confidently. Cruz is just there because he knows eventually at some point the Jet and Sky have to be together. They're going to push out. You can see it in the small screen. He's just waiting for them to come fight him.
There's not coming in. Some blind shots sent across. Looking for that hit. Rossi now able to find Cruz. The Nanoswarm gets set and cleared. Lockdown will flush them back off the site. Maybe Texture would go for the answering defending lockdown, just to try to draw the stalemate. Not to beat. Aaron, so close to getting punished there through the pipes.
All right, using the Reckoning just to push back onto Snowman.
Oh, Magnet gets Fox through pipes, finds Pat. Now Garnet's dead. Seems like Global. They do not want them to get ahead, but man, what a quick 2 pop there from Sushi Boys.
So much that Sushi Boys has to do. He's just being kept, you know, his attention tied behind him because of Batsy's Sky.
Yeah, he's got to swing out wide. The initial shot on the up. It does not connect. Texture's going to back off. Suddenly, this is winnable. It would have to be an ace. He's looking for it. Texture will say no. Shuts it down, grabs the op, hands the defuse over to Bazzi. He's got just enough time to go ahead and make that work, and we're tied up at 5-5, but man, what a close round. Sushi Boy's nearly bringing that one back from the dead.
Yeah, I mean, such good finesse there, both in terms of his aim and positioning to try to bring that back to a 1v5 clutch, and he almost did it. I mean, very, very close. These 2 shots.
Nasty stuff.
Yeah, and even here, right, just trying to make sure he can position behind yellow, so even if he
ये भी मर जाता
the duel
बहुत
immediately,
मुश्किल
he
था
can try
फिर
to buy time. Unfortunately, he gets picked off right before he can peek behind the container.
All right, and another timeout. Just 4 rounds later. This time Talon looking to figure out how they can go ahead and get themselves back into this leading position. But again, I mean, I don't feel that concerned right now if I'm the coach. Obviously, some things to trim up, make sure that they're, you know, not making some of the little micro mistakes that we've been seeing. But given what we've seen from them on the defending side of this map, I would still be sitting pretty.
Yeah, I mean, again, you also have to think about that initiator difference, right? When you're over on that defensive side, not only can you try to get more secure info, but, oh, we got some fans watching their first ever Valorant.
Love from America.
Yeah, love to see it. Welcome, welcome. Not sure first time watching at all or first time watching in person, but either way, greetings to you.
Willkommen.
Oh, yeah, willkommen. There you go. Well,
bienvenue.
It's just all languages. Throw it all out there. But, I mean, this is a great match to watch. Now, the big question is you got to imagine that SK Rossi and Batsi, they're always going to try to look for these timings where they can continue to push out. What's the answer? Last time it was Cruz just hanging on the lurk, trying to catch him off guard, and SK Rossi wins that duel. Uh-oh, and he gets spotted.
And now he's going to go for the updraft. They know exactly where he's at. Is the covering fire going to be good? The answer is yes. Cruz able to find one, and Texture apprehensive about swinging out again. Finally decides to do so.
हो गया मेरा काम हो गया bye.
And back away. Seemingly satisfied, at least with that trade. Viper's down nice and early.
Wise choice from Texture. Just even the numbers, that's all you had to do, because that means it bought time for Rossi to push out again. But this time they have so many members over on Belt.
They're in so deep. And Rossi, so far forward.
Nice!
He's able to break that line of sight. Now draws out the knives.
Yeah, just to scout, make sure that they haven't gotten into the site yet. That buys enough time for Aaron.
Holding the corner, looking for a little bit more. Aaron will go ahead, drop the spike.
Down A.
Pat dead, Hunter's Fury getting that singular connection. Suddenly just Fox, and he will fall. Global, go ahead and pick up a back-to-back round now.
Last round in the half.
Right ahead of the last round of the half. And that lockdown still in Texture's pocket.
Yeah, just sitting there. I mean, yeah, there were a couple of rounds earlier where it might have been crucial, but now that they've drawn out the Hunter's Fury as well, it should mean that they are set up for an easy retake or just to buy time. Now, in that previous round, Rossi, sure, he had a great shot, but what really impressed me was the way he was drawing aggro, right? And just checking for intel with that updraft off the Blade Storm. That draws out the Hunter's Fury towards him and really keeps Aaron hidden. Just great comms coming out.
Jeff Garnets. How quickly do they want to push this pace? So far, really just an alarm bot in their way. That's easily cleared. Texture waiting to see if this is going to end up being the site before he plants any of these nano swarms. And even then, expect that the lockdown is going to be the first thing used.
All right, Talon's idea is, okay, just let them push out of A if they need to. As long as we confirm the op's not here, let's just go for a 5-man stack. They most likely want to try to push in further as well, but here's a lockdown.
This is going to draw them forward. They're going to want to clear this.
Oh, absolutely.
They're going to push the corner, try to get the destroy on it, and they do. The smoke goes down, Texture falls. Playing now, getting ready to come in. Aaron going to be noted. Garnet's up top, decides
अरे वो पीछे क्यों है? वो मार सकते थे उसको.
Aaron drops to the low ground. He will also get picked apart.
It's a great setup, and during that chaos, that actually allows Pat to hide up there in the nest, but he is going to have to leave. No, he's going to win.
Doesn't win that fight somehow. Pat able to stabilize the
Save करेंगे. आखिरी round है वैसे भी.
Wins it out. Now Rossi with an operator. What can you do? A flawless round to end the half and tie it up at 6-6. Talent, they say in it.
Wow, tied at the half, but you mentioned it, Achilles. Talon, they looked great on the other side of the map the last time they played, especially against Team Secret. I think if you're Talon, I mean, especially with how things started off on Split, you're feeling pretty comfortable here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the ever-important pistol round coming through. It's going to allow you to string together.
उसकी अगर वाइपर की वॉल नीचे रहती तब वो अल्ट करता तो थोड़ा बेटर रहता था.
Or if Talon will keep it even at 2-2.
हाँ वही.
Definitely a more alive-looking Talon than we were seeing on our first map. Clearly, despite them electing to go to Split last week, Icebox very much more comfortable.
Wait, I thought they didn't play Split last week. What do you mean?
Oh, you're right. Never mind. Forgot. We had that collective feedback.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, they do look a lot better. And the other thing is, what we're seeing as a big difference here is that they're making these organized calls, which is what seemed to be missing in some of these earlier weeks in Pacific, which was a little disappointing.
अभी मालूम पड़ गया ना कौन-कौन तेरी स्ट्रीम नहीं देखता है. समझ जा.
Their calls were good. They were even taking very, very strong calculated risks. And then they came to Pacific. Things seemed to be in a bit of confusion. I think even Cruz said that in an interview recently as well, where they're still just trying to figure out what roles each person's going to play. Today, they're making the reads a bit crisper round to round. They're adjusting to try to keep up, if not overtake, Global Esports.
Right. Well, pressure's certainly mounting here. Can get that breakaway pistol round win though. Talon are going to be able to answer this one back. I mean, third map, Haven on the horizon. Who knows how that one goes down? We'll see if we can get there.
नहीं मैं शांति से देख वो फुल वॉल्यूम पे ना तुम्हारा आवाज नहीं आ रहा मेरे को
फुल वॉल्यूम पे क्यों है
वो फिर चैट को फुल वॉल्यूम जाता नहीं तो वो लोग रोने लगते हैं
अरे तो उनके लिए नैपकिन लेके आओ ना
बोल दिया तुमको क्या करने का चैट अभी बताओ
तोड़ो गाइस
तोड़ो भाई
हर्ष को तोड़ो गाइस
गाइस कैंसिल करो हर्ष
कैंसिल करो गाइस सीधा कैंसिल ज्यादा हो गया एक्सट्रीम
right with the Jets up top and then the Killjoys then the Initiator. So clearly both teams just trying to answer back and forth round to round and that's going to make this pistol round
ये पुश करेगा ये शो अप पुश करेगा एरो करके
Recon and a fairly forward position here from Garnet.
क्विक राउंड है फास्ट
Small amount of damage in on a texture, but it's, he himself gets knocked down at 41. Good return fire. No kill found quite just yet. Rossi now at 33. And oh, Cruz spotting. Let's go ahead and get the double team money. Going to be taken down now. Texture falling as well. Swing on the corner. Rossi and Aaron able to reply back. Rossi looking for another one, but just one more bullet on that frenzy steady. We'll be able to find it. Said it's going to be Bazzi now in a 1v2.
Now Garnett somehow still surviving with 15 HP, but he's correctly waiting to make this a 2v1. He's just gonna play kind of shield or bait here for Pat. I mean, or Pat with the better health, he can try to stand up front as Garnett tries to get the aim with the ghost.
अरे क्यों?
Expects it, that wraparound's gonna come through from the back Raptor. It does not, and that's gonna be Talon. Second half pistol rounds going their way.
Yeah, they're splitting each half across both teams, putting one on either side. So Talon off to a good start that they want here in the second half. Now, the way they set up for Crew is that these are the kind of things that we wanted to see from Talon, right? Is if someone gets kind of spotted early, then you back out, you draw aggro, you kind of set up a bait for your teammate.
ऐसा भी है क्या?
Lots of excitement, but we're seeing it come alive.
Finally, something to get pumped about here for Talon. Back in with the lead. The force buy is coming up from Global, and this is a big
हाँ, oh. Can manage block words and change the chat mode in live and also keep
it. Actually kiss the half goodbye. It's going to have a huge impact. Now Talon doesn't know yet.
Well, they do not. Still eat a good amount. Healing is going to be there.
Oh, ये नया है ना, but हर एक को देना पड़ेगा ना जिनके पास already mod है.
Thrown in as well. Fox just dumping any and all util that he can. They use the pistols to clear the drone, so they still might not have a sense that this is going to end up being a buy. Now they do.
No.
Push up over the top again. Cruz making this play. Finds one yet. So 1 for 1 for now.
Yeah, the fact that he stays alive, this has bought so much time for Pat to just make sure that they're.
अरे नहीं, एक बार हटा के वापस मोड डालना पड़ता है स्टैंडर्ड या वो चेंज करने के लिए.
Find two. Garnett's putting that vandal to work. Does punish.
Discord sound bro.
Barely there though. A 3v2 starts around. It's like Rossi gonna cheat forward. No, decides to go with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't run into Pat just yet, worst case, he's on site on B. But the correct assumption would be that they would eventually group up, right? And that's exactly what Talon's going to do. So that will go down. The force buy looking promising so far.
Texture's going to stay on this lurk. See if anybody wants to come under two.
हाँ, night board को दे. Remove कर उसको, उसके बाद वापस you need to add.
Yeah, Talon, the idea here is going to be use your utility, make sure you're setting up for kills for Garnett with that.
Nightbot पे तेरा standard होगा.
Pat just dragging aggro with the cove and trying to force the defuse.
उस पे standard होगा, उसको remove bot कर और फिर से add कर.
Might have been good for him. Rossi turns the corner, puts a little bit of damage in. Up on the spike, they spray through, they find one. Garnett's going to fall, and there you have it. The force buy paying off dividends. As the Vandal going to be recovered as well. Global will keep it tied at 7-7.
A huge win. The Vandal being free upgrades here for Global Esports. Meanwhile, the Vandal commitment from Talon, and they lose it to the force buy. That's going to have a lasting impact here in the second half.
I was worried. Texture not being there, not having those nanoswarms thrown down. I mean, we saw them kind of spraying around the spike, expecting that they were going to be there. And I was like, oh boy, if they lose because they don't have post-plant util, this is definitely going to hurt. But they do get it done. It's like Vandal's still going to be held by Aaron. Give him that added little bit of firepower as Rossi looks to push the tempo.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just trying to make the same call that Talon did against them as well.
I think Pat may have been seen. He's going to have to use the Cove just to get himself out of there.
Well, any form of retake is going to be an absolute impossible mission here with the eco buy from Talon. Now with the Cove gone as well.
Couple darts from Fox, who's
अरे हर्ष गाना गा रहा है.
nearby. If he can read the plant position, might be able to put some extra damage in. Splash goes in, won't find much of anything. They do spot one, and I mean, one, yeah, dropping off the rope, lands on the ground, sticks his feet, finds the kill. Finds another, and there you go, a flawless round for Global to reestablish a lead, albeit likely.
तू सोंगर है ना?
Going to the next buy round for Talon.
Oh yeah, Talon's ready for it. They say, all right, it's do or die time, right? And I like this call, because if you start to let things run away or you take a little bit more damage in the coming rounds, it's going to be, you're always going to be a round behind. So just overinvest. Say this is, act like it's match point. Buy the operator, make sure you can continue to snowball it forward.
Full भरा हुआ है भाई.
Fans come by and certainly riled up now. Talon. See if they can give
पेड़ होता तो कोई नहीं आ पाता.
The glass cannon investment from Garnets. Grabbing on the rope.
अच्छा.
Drops down. Plays nice and close. Scoped in. Praying that texture will swing into him.
All right, and now we have Foxy making sure that he's up on the nest as well on site to just scout the belt.
वो पुणे वाला था ना?
Ever so important. That does mean Foxy also can't leave the site unless they reposition Garnet. So this is a two-person commitment to make sure that A site is practically shut down on the attack. Meanwhile, Nanoswarm placed on default to buy time should the attack come through here.
Oh, and they get the call! Garnets! They both just swing together.
ये दिखा नहीं यार, दिखाया क्यों नहीं इन्होंने?
And that's how you even things up again. The push coming in, nearly finding Sushi.
अरे
Spot him. Rossi not able to find the kill.
अरे
What turn is that? He gets the third to boot.
Wow.
And suddenly, from a flawless into a flawless of their own, Talon, they continue to answer back. 8 and 8.
That operator coming in and paying dividends. I mean, you placed this so early, such a good position in Garnett. Getting that slight flick. Ooh, Pat, the reaction times as well.
Just nasty stuff. And this is one of the things that, while I think Pat Wiley today looking a lot better when it comes down to the RPG skill. He looked a little bit weak in that regard versus Secret.
अभी ठीक है Discord की आवाज.
Yes. And now he's delivering on both fronts, which is good.
बढ़ा दिया है लोग.
Now, Global Esports, an important round to see if they can solve, the riddle for this operator, or against this operator rather. Now they do have the Reckoning and the Seeker, so good ultimates to try to flush out that weapon.
Hello.
सारे spot हो गए, सारे spot हो गए.
Oh, Pat, I mean, aggressive push out. He has been going on these garage alerts. This one a little bit faster than the others. And he comes up with the kill. Aaron taken down.
And now you know that there is
pressured लग रही
presence of mid and A. If there was no one on B, so you're just hanging back on site with the operator. Garnett, he still has his tailwind as well. If he's good for one more kill, just gets out free. This round, you can kiss it goodbye on the side of Global Esports.
You heard the noise. Somebody's playing up on pipes. Seeker's now going to be let loose.
He's going to wait until the last
Moniette
second.
pushes up into the nest. Rossi will be the first to fall. Moniette trying to spam out of position. Garnett does go ahead.
अरे वो flash नहीं हो रहा है.
Yeah, but
How do you get it? Pat is still swinging around the backside.
Easily dodge कर लिया उसने.
Will establish a lead for themselves.
Yeah, and again, the backup, right? As soon as you hear the Seekers come through and the awareness to be prepared for that potential guiding light, he hears it start to fly in, he dodges it, Garnett. He is set up to make sure that they have to focus on flushing him out. That allows Fox to
अरे वो
position. I mean,
अपने को ऐसा दिख रहा है.
Well, getting it closer and closer now to that map 3. Talon fighting back fantastically. Can't help but wonder, where was this team in your last matchup? There's the forward rush. Garnett's nearly able to find that shot, but they don't read that Sushi Boys is also going to be in this position.
Yeah,
trying to swing out, but the covering fire from Talon is just multi-layered and precise. Bazzi with a nice shot will find one, will find two, will find three, and suddenly we gotta stop pushing into this guy.
कोई नहीं, nice try.
भड़क गया था भाई ये.
Very dangerous.
बाजीगर मैं बाजीगर आ गया था.
Found yet either, but Okay, Bazzi doing whatever damage he can, because I was about to say, I mean, this is kind of a crazy commitment to push forward with an operator and 3 people against an eco round. I guess you just wanted to shut it down. But this is also, if you're a Talon fan, this is the type of risk, the unexpected risk that Talon took at lock-in that really threw off their opponent. So it is good to see that they have this confidence, and it was set up
पूरी team Thailand
right,
की है ना?
over, under, and then the third person peeking out. So the round was most likely always going to be a win. It was just a matter of how many weapons you drop.
And they got plenty of money.
Yes.
So still going to be feeling quite decent there, albeit Bazzi now just a couple of charges away from having that next Seekers. But timeout, second one going to be used here by Global to try to right the ship, and we'll see if it gets the job done. The first one that they called, not enough to get them the round win.
Yeah, and the other thing to consider about playing rounds like that, right, where you're just pushing aggressively, if you know you have the extra weapons and you have your trades set up, your crossfire set up where you're absolutely going to guarantee the win, is that it also denies any extra rounds from your opponents like Global Esports to read your defaults, your setups, right? It means that they just have to kind of get shut down fast and early and say, okay, that was a round wasted. We didn't do anything. We gained nothing from it. No extra ult charges, ult dwarves. Obviously, this time Bazzi getting a couple kills, but that's about it. You'd gain no more information. Now you've forced a second timeout, and that's denying a little bit of extra information that Global Esports can work with. Garnett's taking another new position here with the operator.
Look at the ults across the board.
Org is
from
say,
okay, Global has got something to work with, but then you compare, and Talon's got 4, and they're not far off from the 5th. There's going to be that pit from Cruz.
And so they now know the operator is here, and considering it's got the turret, surely you suspect that it was up on that box. That's coming out again, but this time you already have Magnet planted in the garage.
Yeah, he's behind him. They're playing ring around the Rosie at the moment. They just don't know it. Wall coming out. I mean, that should be called. They have to know that he's out there. Magnet is not swinging back. Given that wall placement, he has to be in a forward position.
Yeah, no, surely they suspect where this came from.
Has Texture just not noticed it?
देखियो
He
कहाँ
was in
बैठा
front,
हुआ
but I mean, it makes some
पहुंचे
noise.
कैसे वहाँ पे?
वो क्रॉस कर गया ना
लेट्स
से गया वो क्रॉस करके उधर से
on making the call to enter the site, didn't catch the very end of it, entering the wall. Either way, maybe they're just assuming that we just ignore it, let's go with the plan that we have.
This could be everything. They're out in the open. That's the spike. He's cutting across. Aaron just does
Spike मिल गया मेरे को, spike मिल गया.
He's going to say, how the hell did this happen?
बट उसके बाद भी
उसको भी सरप्राइज मिल गया.
Separating them.
Pat, he knows something's off.
He does. Can't quite line it up. Magnet will be able to trade that one back. Meanwhile, Sushi Boy
delay कर दिया ना उसने time.
30 सेकंड है
The Viper and Harbor
info भी
both
proper
now.
मिल गई भाई.
Killjoys.
बॉम्ब देख कहां
Each other in mid.
Now, very important that SK
They're
Rossi, despite
giving
all that
a
chaos, was able to get
Vesa
some
खेल
form of control here in A. That's the only hope they had of taking over a site. He draws out the operator's shot as well, and that does set up for the Viper's pit.
Okay, Hunter's Fury goes across. They do complete the plan. Texture able to find Sushi Boys.
बच गया भाई उसका
Expecting this push coming out of mid. Texture wisely decides to back away. Knives now do come through.
Bazzi on a hero mission to hold the site on his own.
Right into the shoulder. That last one. The shorty out. Rossi able to win the fight. Just go for the blind spray. With the AWP and the Vandal in hand.
Third map.
Call might just come through from Talon to save it. As I say that, Magnet going to be taken down the pit now. Absolutely gone. Right in front of Rossi. He never checks behind.
Nice.
A 2v1, a 1v1. Texture the last one.
Yeah, but
the time just not there.
Yeah, you just have to stick it.
Nice.
Okay, a closeout on the round, bringing them one step closer to tying this up yet again. But still,
उसने एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया कि वो वहाँ पे रॉसी बैठा रहेगा कोने में.
I mean, ring around the Rosie all across the map by all different players here in that round. And even the pit setup as well. But at the end of the day, this all comes back to
नहीं वो बाहर चला
the
गया
fact
था ना.
that Rossi gets control or some form of control on A side.
अपने ult के बाहर चला गया था वो.
To get the pit down on top of the plant, and that secures the defense against the retake.
Yeah. Texture making up for his previous sins in the round.
Double
Being able to close that out for the team. And I mean, it's the one ult invested. They get 2 away from the side of Talon.
Pretty bad
so in the end,
Talon's side.
a very
If they
valuable
lose
round here
this,
for Global.
G is still
ready,
fine if they lose this round. They still have money.
Ready to utilize this as the Seekers go chasing. The walls come up from Aaron as well.
Guards अपने side पे है. We got 3 yards. They also have 3 yards.
As cleared out the first floor of the pit, so they know they're not there.
Fox finding one of those damage on the Rossi. Forces him to exit.
Oh!
Right in onto the cove, and it's going to be the shock dart that finishes the job.
Oh, the
अच्छा double damage खाया हो ना?
timing there, what a good setup.
Fantastically done. Bazzi noting Pat, but
Nice.
Flush Sushi Boys at the
3v3
back side.
है.
Doesn't bring this to a 3v3. Ryan's still wary about a flank in mid.
seconds.
Lockdown going to be used. Texture
Nice.
invests this.
Kitna barrel chal
Bazzi
raha hai.
cuts one down. Identifies where Fox is at.
Trade
Fox
ho
wins the
जा रहे.
fight. Vandal headshot to go ahead and finish the
Aite
job.
बढ़िया काम किए.
And now they can use this to
2v2.
just go ahead and push up. Finally grab the spike and get this plant down.
Run safe.
Foxy just trying to see if he can get a little bit of
बस
spam
भाग गया यहाँ से.
Lockdown.
Lockdown.
Oh, Raptors are.
It does get planted and no Blade Storm ready for Garnets. They have to work with the operator.
They have
अरे
one
नहीं.
nano
ये
to
नहीं
try
करना था.
to bring this across the line, and it's going to be cleared. Texture now, his position noted, but
Nice.
the fight, 1-1.
Nice
Guards
one.
points,
Let's go!
Texture, he
Let's go,
does
Texture.
it again!
Excel live.
Back-to-back rounds to keep them in this, to bring it up to parity, 10-10 now.
भाई ये
As
क्या
these
round
rounds
था
are
यार.
so close, down to the wire. That's going to force a
2
timeout.
इंच बढ़ गया है. 2 इंच.
Just
दो इंच बढ़
committed to
गया.
the operator
कसम
once
भाई.
again. That's done
Underline
enough
बस.
damage
अरे
there.
कोई भाई.
दिल धड़क धड़क हो रहा है भाई
Such
मेरा.
heroics
सांस
from
में सांस
Texture. I
आ
mean,
रही
sure,
भाई.
spamming through the wall, that seems to be the meta if you're going for these harbor and
क्या
Viper
लगता है
Oh,
वो
ये
ठीक
shot
रहेगा
मस्त
क्या?
है यार
Fox was
बाजी पे.
in line for an ace. Sure, he was
Rossi-
damaged up,
Rossi को क्या
but the
दिक्कत है?
setup here
Rossi
was
का
good
फायदा.
on the side of
ये
Talon,
OT ना
right?
जाए
Make
यार,
sure that
बस
the
ये
full
hope
health
करो
can
भाई.
constantly
OT
try
जाता
to
है तो
force that
जी
half
चोक
on
कर
the
देती
spike,
है.
while Fox
नहीं,
tries to
निकल
find the
सकता था
angle
but-
and Texture correctly
Like,
positions
कोई भी
himself to make sure it's
side पे जा
1v1
सकता है
and he
round.
can win back to back.
हाँ वैसा था. 50-50 था.
पता नहीं क्यों रॉसी पता नहीं क्यों आगे गया.
Down to the wire, Talon now.
They were good.
वो info ले रहा था ना दोनों वहीं से आ रहे हैं या नहीं.
नहीं पोजीशन अच्छी
Try
थी.
and get
रॉसी
them
को
ready
देख
for
भी नहीं
this
रहा था
next
सोवा.
round. You've been
वही
going
चौक
back
किया
and
था
forth
Rossi.
every time
हाँ,
Global's
थोड़ा
been
सा
able to
चौक किया
catch
वहाँ
up
पे.
since the second half. You get, that next follow-up round.
अच्छा जी के अब international
maintain
fan
that
भी बन
lead.
गया ना.
Can they do it again? Because right now, given what we've been seeing, unless one team is able to break away from another, it just feels like overtime is an inevitability.
Yeah, I mean, they've been really kind of trading blows back and forth. Now, of course, should note that Pat did die with the Reckoning still in hand, so that is available for Talon to try
second
to
map है
make
ना?
the momentum come back in favor for themselves. Curious about their exact economy. I know Garnets had to buy down for that
Guys, calm down,
repeated
chat.
operator commitment or investment, rather.
हम लोग war में नहीं हैं.
क्यों?
Lots of Moniette fans, understandably.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Very well deserved. And I think more than anything, fans of Monyet and fans from Indonesia
I know
they're
your
not
favorite
just happy
player
that Monyet's playing
from
well, but I'm
any
sure
team
they're
is
happy
not
because
playing
now
on the stage right
they
now.
can
but
also share with
जो
the
भी
rest
खेल
of the
रहा है,
world
let's
what a
support him.
powerhouse this player has been. And again, he's been one of the most consistent players here for Global Esports and VCT Pacific.
Take a jet, make him into a machine.
It's working.
Continues to just work wonders here for them. Worth noting, this is the first time I believe that Pat has played a back-to-back agent.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think this is the first time that he's
And got his
actually
hand injured.
repeating something. What with his Harbor
Really?
pick, as everything else has
Levi,
been
I think
just
the match,
new stuff from him. In the last 30 days, we've seen him play 7 different agents.
Jet best
And this is like the first time that he's done it.
ये को ले लिया ना, ये sign हो गया ना.
We've got
Rossi
some
PSG में
fans
बना वो.
from
PSG
Germany asking us to
Correct,
speak
yeah.
German. Do you know any
बाजी ने sign
German?
किया है.
Nine.
You know what happens? Wait, am I muted?
Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
I
No,
did
no.
say
No.
no
No.
earlier,
You
but
did, you did. So you know
obviously-
two words.
Obviously, Guten Tag.
Good
तुझे समझ में नहीं आता क्या तुम muted है या नहीं?
How are you? How's it going?
That's about all I
Streamer
got.
mode
You had
disable
some
कर
time
देंगे
over at
फिर.
ESL.
I did, yeah, and I had studied a little bit of German as well. Lost a lot of it now
Yes,
to the
yes,
times, but welcome to Korea as well. I mean, this is the other great thing about these leagues is that you get to visit, especially in EMEA and Pacific, right? You're close enough that you could try to take a weekend visit, visit the country where the tournament's being hosted, and then get to watch
2-0
the
लिखा
rounds
है
as well.
G fighting.
Well, looks like we do have a tech pause, so we'll go ahead and get some nice fan signs while we get whatever is going on taken care of. Seems like it's going to be on the talent side of things. Hopefully we
भाई
can
भाई
get this
बढ़िया
dealt with
कर रहा है.
quickly and get back into the
Tech
action.
pause क्यों है भाई?
Obviously, we don't want to slow
क्योंकि
the momentum
technical
on
issue होगा ना?
either side, given
For
how
the
these
best
games are
viewing
going back and
experience,
forth.
tech pause is important.
And look at that.
All right, we are ready to go. Yeah, so the economy just kind of in shambles for Talon. So they're just going to buy the single judge.
अरे 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 धर लिया.
Getting trapped, much like Rossi did earlier with the Bucky. This time it was Pat with a judge saying, I'm gonna get garage.
बोला ace देखो अभी मेरा.
I'm gonna kill them all.
Nice.
Did not work.
And he's down to 900 creds, right? I mean, again, we talk about some of these economic choices. You know, buying the judge itself is not the problem, but if you're trying to buy a hero judge, as weird as that sounds,
अरे हाँ हार्बर ने बाई क्यों
you're
किया
not
था?
set up for a full
पूरी
buy.
टीम ने इको किया हार्बर ने बाई किया. 900 क्रेडिट्स
The
उसके पास.
villainous judge. There we go. You're buying the villain judge. Well, it's not going to come to anything, and he's down to 900 creds for the next round.
Well.
टेक्सचर भी लाइक मेरे 2 किल हैं ये दोनों मेरे हैं.
Around after a little additional delay on the backside of the tactical timeout. A dart to clear the way. Fox and Cruz eventually make their way over towards B. Nothing else.
बॉट डिटेक्ट करेगा उसे या सामने फेस कर रहा है? ना सामने फेस कर रहा है.
Yeah, it's positioned the other way, so he now.
अरे
Well,
गन मिल गई.
we'll get one for their trouble.
भाई स्पाइक छोड़ के आके सब टाइम नहीं है.
टाइम नहीं है ना.
स्कर्ट भाई कैसे करते
No,
हो
he
यार?
can't. So now he wants to go into
I mean, they probably should
भाई
have
उसका अल्ट आने वाला था वो जाके
Yeah.
मर गए.
No, but I mean, yeah, it does give an old point to Batsy, and he's very close. So, you know, all in all, I think both sides are okay with that ending.
That's good.
गारने का ये आ
Hey,
गया है.
at least he got his. He also did have a weapon. It was a Spectre, so it's not great, but he had a weapon to carry
इसने
forward.
B पे ऑफ नहीं लगाया ना एक बार भी.
Such a funny ending.
Yeah. I mean, I just.
क्या वो लोग बी
Oh, I
स्पेस
keep
छोड़ रहे
drawing
हैं.
these.
रीटेक
Are
पे
my
रीटेकल्स
arrows.
बहुत है.
Yeah.
The XMS not saving weapon, not
Yep.
dying part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're still buying up
भाई
whatever
इतना
they
deep
can.
गया
A
वो.
little bit of half armor on the side of Pat. Operator.
देख लिया.
Actually, no. I don't think he saw him.
एक बार और भी
So
गया
he
वो
wouldn't be
मरेगा.
going for this. Well, now he's very well aware. Hunter's Fury. Out from Fox.
Oh.
Gets the tag. Gets the kill. Aaron taken down. Nicely done. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get anything with that one, but he absolutely does, and that's a big.
कप्तान को मार दिया अभी वो आई चिल करेगा देखना.
And I like that commitment, right? You have your own lockdown, you know, if Texture is able to build up to his at some point before we go to a potential overtime. So
अभी वो डिस्कॉर्ड में भी आई है ना कुछ तो ऑडियो ट्रैक डाल सकते हो वैसा.
Oh my God!
Easy.
Oh, the combo of Bazzi and Rossi is continuing.
Sushi
to go
plate
hand
एक
in
प्लेट
hand.
भेजना इधर.
I'll headshot him. You finish him.
Yeah, and you took out the Killjoy, so you know that they have to be focused on Kitchen once again. You just plant Rossi to draw.
भाई ये टेक्सचर क्या बच रहा है?
Cruz trying to buy some space, throws down that bite, sprays
वो
in
रॉसी
up
को फ्लैंक
top.
कर रहा है वो हार्बर.
Yet, don't believe, not getting hit by the dart.
Oh, but Rossi's already all the way through Kitchen. He's on the flank. Now, time-wise, do they rotate over to B? They're actually going to get around
टाइमिंग
as
देखा
well.
इसने सबको.
Oh,
That lurk around the back, Rossi with the blades out, finds Cruz.
हार्बर रॉसी को हट
पैट
करने
ने
A 3v4.
पैट को
the
देख
spike
लिया
being
रॉसी
still
रॉसी ने
flung
नहीं
around
देखा.
the corner. Pat gets the jump, finds Rossi. Time running low. The reckoning going to be invested. The
He has
way
to push on it.
out. He goes in, and he's going to be able to take them both down. The spike is planted, but Texture is just not in a position to make anything happen this time around.
Yeah,
He
he'll
finds
get some
one,
kills.
but they can just stay stuck to this. Yeah, even if you get the nano in there, it's just not good enough. Pat will
भाई लेकिन
find
वो
4
क्या
in the
मारा
round,
उसने.
and there we have it. We are tied up again at 11 to 11. Make
अरे
it
मुझे लगा वो रॉसी
we are
एक्सपेक्ट
tied.
करेगा वो हार्बर को वहाँ
But
पे.
you know, if I'm telling my wish is that this, you know, gets you to match point somehow because you
नहीं
costly, right? And
उसने
you're even
मिड
now
पे
that
स्पॉट
you've
किया ना इन
broken
लोग ने
the
जब क्रॉस कर
losing
रहे थे.
streak, it's still not going to be complete full buys, I don't think. Meanwhile, so many creds backed up on the side of Global Esports, so you're not out of the woods yet.
चिल होके खेल रहा है एकदम.
not.
11-11.
Farmers across the board and the Guardian.
अरे इसने उठा लिया रॉसी ने.
Oh, we saw some good.
मेरे को भी कर मैं भी करेगा अभी देखो.
We saw some good gardening.
We did.
We'll go with that. Earlier from both Rossi as well as Bazzi. Let's see what Sushi Boys
थर्ड मैप में भी रॉसी रहेगा
done
ना.
with it. That
अगर हुआ
lockdown
तो.
still at the
पता
ready.
नहीं. रॉसी से पूछो.
Now just one
अभी मेरे से
charge
पूछेगा
away.
रॉसी तब बताऊंगा आपको.
अच्छा.
Rossi with an attacker operator. You still
थर्ड मैप होगा क्यों बे? जीतेंगे.
अगर हुआ तो अगर.
Nice, nice. I
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
hard. Like you're not going to be able to go through tube to kitchen with the operator
वो
here.
दो
So
लोग
the
वाइपर
hope
और
was
हार्बर को
that you'd
देखो भाई.
find someone fishing for info in mid.
Deep इसलिए
Ideally the
दोनों बैठे हैं.
Killjoy. Then you know that they'd have to reinvest over to the middle part of the map. It doesn't happen, but you know they spent just enough time where they can still reset. You still have a minute on the clock. The problem being that Garnett's once again a forward position.
Yeah. There's the Cloudburst, backs away. enough to at least check and
Oh,
see if
उसने
he's gonna
spam
be
लगा
using
उसे.
pipes. And actually, I mean, Texture taking a little bit of damage. The shots fly through Nest. Garnet's wanting to stay and try to find that pick, but the Reckoning forces him back. Locked in as well, going to be invested as they try to sell this fake. Rossi, the only one who's going to be left in the site itself, as he's going to back away.
30 seconds left.
Oh, I mean, a great play from Global, though, right? They really just fake out that they're going to run away from the lockdown. It's already, the Talon thinks they're one step ahead, but they're actually caught behind.
So I'm saying, they're staying forward. They're trying to really sell this. As the counter swing in, they will take down Garnets. It's a lone member on A, so the fake sell did work out. Bazzi now has to exit, though. He will be able to make it out. But the man advantage is still going to be found by Talon.
Yeah, and they're making sure that Pat tries to catch up to Batsy as well to make sure that he knows exactly where he is. They hear each other.
Nice,
Now
let's
they have to
go.
make sure that Sushi Boy stays alive for that alarm bot in mid. Otherwise, they're gonna have to worry about it.
Aaron getting some revenge for the early death previously. Does get pinged. The drop down comes in. Fox able to find Wanted somehow. Doesn't take any damage in that exchange. Shock dart to try to clear things out. Gets rid of one of the nanoswarms. The other one lobbed in. He does manage to take it down. And that one, he's gonna go ahead and hold it to half.
Close.
Has to back away. 7 HP remaining, and Bazzi says thank you very much.
Let's go, guys.
Finds the kill. They find match point. Talon, the one more with no cash in the bank.
वो अच्छा था वहाँ पे स्काई ने
हाँ भाई चोक कर
And the way
बस
they
चोक
use
ना
their
करे
ecos
भाई
on
चोक
defense
ना
have
करे
not been
बस
that
finish कर
successful.
दे, यहाँ पे
Aaron,
खत्म कर दे.
what a good
निकाल लो
peek. Just getting the spray onto 2. And Fox, I mean, he did what he could, right? You see the nanoswarm coming in and say, okay, the best I can do is get the half now, pretend that I didn't, you know, get hit too much by and try to win this 1v1 first. Doesn't work out. He's too low.
And now it's a hero Vandal, Garnets, and then Sheriffs across the board. We've seen a couple thrifties here in this map thus far. Can one happen now miraculously for Talon to take us all the way into OT?
They should
Okay,
take
so
a
Global
slow
Esports,
approach
they
to
know
this
that every
round.
time on that eco, they've had Pat try to push
If
out.
they
They
dash
invest a lot
inside
to make sure that that
and
doesn't
lose weapons,
happen.
that will be deadly
Now,
भाई.
it doesn't
बहुत
really
deadly हो जाएगा
sign
फिर
good
उनके
news for
लिए.
Talon, because again, the weaponry's not there.
Any kill for Pat's a Reckoning.
नाइस नाइस दे दिया कंट्रोल दे दिया नाइस
Texture
नाइस वन
tries to
Just
get a
don't go
lockdown.
too far.
आधा काम हो
Spotted.
गया
Aaron
काम हो
interrupts
गया
the plant just to go ahead and clear that one out. In the meantime, swing around the back. Texture going on the lurk.
Plant is the main
Catch
point,
anybody
Ray.
moving
Nice
out
round.
under 2.
टेक्सचर को मिलेगा
Right
kill.
side of sight, just in the right.
अरे
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say
Flank
right
देखो,
side
एक
to
flank
avoid
देखो,
it.
एक flank
Both
देखो.
boys within Garnets is right around the
इनके
corner.
पिक्स पे डिपेंड
Making the
दोनों
elimination now.
flank है,
Aaron
but
has
दोनों
to
के
make it to the
पास
back
phantom.
flank.
ओए नाइस वन
Nice.
Yeah, but
Rossi with
Su-
one. Batsy with another.
GG.
They just try to
GG.
inch forward and take
Nice,
it.
GG.
And with that damage being dealt, it is just Fox now with that
GG.
Vandal in hand.
So
Trying
match
to
it
go
in,
on
nice,
more.
big bait.
Oh, look at their positioning. They're not taking any chances. They just flip it on its head.
Run to the hill.
नहीं
It's not gonna matter.
बैकस्टैप के लिए नहीं चेक कर दो फ्लैश एंटी फ्लैश
Falling, and Global
Let's go.
Esports will at long
Nice
last
Oh.
find their first match
Let's go.
victory here in VCT Pacific.
अरे
Both of
हर्ष
their Indian players
Nice, nice,
making their
nice. GG,
debuts.
GG, GG,
Both
GG.
of them putting up
2-0
solid
Mark,
performances for the first time on this stage.
फाइनली
Global
इंडियन ऑर्ग में
Esports
इंडियंस
hold
के
their
लिए
heads
लेट्स गो
high as the best team previously to not have a win.
फाइनली इंडियन ऑर्ग में इंडियंस के लिए
First match victory.
One thing that I'm really impressed about
भाई वो
is that
कॉफी खत्म करने में
despite
लगा है अपनी
having to
अबे
play
obviously.
with all these different roster
Also,
combinations,
guys,
the calls and the
you know
syncing
what?
of all the utility has been getting
Indian
better
player
week by
buff.
week, match to match, even
Let's
map to
go.
map.
Indian
Coming
player
to
buff
split
तो
into
है.
this Icebox, and now they've
हाँ
shown
ना
their Icebox as well. And it
Rossi
looks
buff,
like
Rossi
it's
buff.
not
I don't know.
perfect, but the foundation is there.
Yeah, definitely some things.
ये भी अच्छा था भाई ये
to
वन
work
घूम के
on
वन
here. A
टैप
couple of
हाँ.
overzealous moments from, I'd say, multiple people.
India
On the
pass.
side of Global, Rossi in particular, just really raring to
Exact
go,
time पे
trying to
Aaron
get those
has been good.
eliminations. A couple of occasions,
Indian
falling a
player
little bit
buff.
flat, but
Period, bye.
widely not a bad first showing. I think as well for the
SK
side of
Rossi and
Talon,
Bazi, my
this
dad.
map, it still looks
Hello?
comfortable for them. It's not enough to be able to get the win.
क्या बोल रहा है हाइड्रा
A hell of a lot
अरे
better.
मैं नहीं
This
बोल रहा हूँ
looks
चैट
great.
में
This
वो
looks more
पैसे देके
like
बोल रहा है बंदा.
lock-in Talon. Basically, the
भाई,
पैसे दे के गाली दो
played
यार
really
ऐसे
well.
ऐसे सब रैंडम मत लो गाली दो
Played
इसको
भाई
really
ये
well.
तो बहुत जबरदस्त है
बहुत
शॉट.
बहुत घूम घूम के खेल रहा है वो. पैट ने घुमाया भाई लोंडो को.
मेरे को ऐसा क्यों लगता है बाजी बेटर खेलता है जब उसके पास वन टैप वाले गन्स होते हैं
हाँ कुछ लोग होते हैं जिनका फर्स्ट बुलेट एक्यूरेसी अच्छा होता है सिर्फ. Like me.
चल बे.
भाई मैं कुछ बोल भी नहीं सकता, पता है, मैं कुछ जोक भी नहीं मार सकता क्योंकि मैं
तू मार ही नहीं सकता, तू अगले जन्म तक नहीं मार सकता।
भाई
पता है
तू वन टैप में भी नहीं मारता ना स्प्रे में मारता, कुछ भी नहीं करता है
भाई
भाई।
इसको बस स्कर्ट को पूछ कर कितने वन टैप खाया है, स्कर्ट को पूछ कर कितने वन टैप खाया वो।
जिंदगी भर सपने आएंगे भाई इसका डर।
एमियन पे बहुत धक्का मारा था भाई, सिंगल में एक वन टैप मारा था।
छोड़ दो हाइड्रा भाई, छोड़ दो।
चलो गाइस मैं जा रहा हूँ।
कहाँ जा रहा?
उधर जा रहे हो?
मैं बाहर जाना है मेरे को।
कहाँ? डेट पे जाना है?
बाहर जाना
अच्छा,
है।
ओ
बाहर जाना है।
अरे
बाहर
डेट पे जाना है।
कोच का नाम इरेजर लॉल, हटा दिया नाम।
ए बट
चलो
ना,
फिर।
अरे हर्ष मंडे को डेट पे मत जाया कर रे।
क्या क्या?
मंडे को डेट पे मत जाया कर।
क्यों?
तू डेट पे जा रहा है ना? ठीक है, कंफर्म कर रहा था मैं।
नहीं क्यों लेकिन?
हाँ ऐसे ही
क्यों पूछा? मैं कंफर्म हो गया।
मैं वो कंफर्म कर रहा था ना, कंफर्म हो गया। थैंक यू हर्ष।
आई चलो बाय बाय।
बाय बाय।
काहे को जा रहे है तू?
जाना है
अभी डेट पे, अभी तो बोला डेट पे जाना है वो।
अरे यार
Yes.
ठीक है
Yep, bye.
Talon or even Secret who are starting to slip a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the biggest help for me is
हाइड्रा सबका ही सीन ऐसा है रे, सबकी बंदियां परेशान करती है।
anytime I see texture, he doesn't.
नहीं भाई,
हेलो, हाइड्रा की बंदी परेशान नहीं करती है। हाँ
मेरी तो करती है, उस हर्ष की भी कर रही है, देख बुला रही है।
तो परेशान क्या है?
हाँ भाई
उसमें परेशानी क्या है? परेशान तो हो रहा है, मतलब तुझ में प्रॉब्लम है, तुझ में प्रॉब्लम अगर परेशान हो रहा है तो।
चीज है भाई, टाइम देना रिलेशनशिप को। क्या बात कर रहा है भाई पाशा, इसलिए तो ज्यादा परेशान होता है।
पाशा तो सिंगल है?
नहीं
मतलब हो जाएगा ऐसा वैसा।
अरे अरे
तूने बोला है परेशानी होती है, हमने तो नहीं बोला।
Was this one of those one-offs? We'll have to wait and see, of course, until next week. But the way
जी।
they won today, I would say that this is very,
तू ये बोल रहा है मैं काम कर
2-0
रहा हूँ पोटैटो, मैं काम करता हूँ इसलिए बिजी रहता हूँ।
A great time to have that watch party. Have players come out again. I think Rossi, you know, we know what he's capable
मैं
of.
स्ट्रीम करता हूँ इसलिए।
A little bit shaky here, but widely decent numbers put up for him playing on that duelist role.
चलो मैं भी जाता।
Fantastic debut.
Okay.
On this stage coming up.
Bye bye.
Boy boy।
Yeah, the thing is,
Yeah,
Raze
Robo
actually
boy.
didn't have too many kills, but it was really just his movement and, like the Des talked about, the way he was creating space, right, for his teammates, and then when needed, he was getting those multi-kills. Rossi, yeah.
की चलो गाइस। अरे पाशा प्लेस कर दिया तूने अपना नाम, सही है। चलो गाइस अभी हम मिलते हैं। आई विल ट्राई टू स्ट्रीम, आज देखता हूँ आज करूँगा या कल, बट ये वीक आई वांट टू बी रेगुलर, वैसा कुछ सोच रहा हूँ। एक 2 घंटे भी टाइम निकाल पाऊँ तो कर दूंगा, ठीक है। चलो गाइस, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर 87 लाइक्स। चलो मिलते हैं अगली स्ट्रीम पर। पीस, बाय बाय। सारी लड़कियां भाई ठीक है, ब्रोजोन्ड है तो ब्रोजोन्ड। चलो गाइस, पीस आउट, बाय बाय, टेक केयर, बाय।
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my